Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to primetime, bitch.
So, we're here tonight to talk several big new horror films that we're very excited about. At the end of the show, we're also talking Halloween Haunts, specifically not Scary Farm, which I'm very jealous that I wasn't at, but Todd, Pugs, and some other people, some other friends, I think, were there. So
the transporter.
The transporter.
We're calling him now.
Yeah.
Who, Caesar?
Yeah.
Dude, he drives like such an asshole. Todd told you about fucking the last time I was in the car.
I was
really?
Like,
he fucking was literally Fast and the Furious with us in the car.
No,
that's what was fingerprints in the seat in front of him.
Dude, I was freaking the fuck out. Well, first off, dude, I'm hurting like a motherfucker. I'm like half asleep. I haven't slept in like a day.
Edibles probably kicked in.
Yeah, edibles kicked in, and then next thing you know, this motherfucker swerving in front of like semis, like he's fucking cutting them off. Like
yelling family out the window.
Dude, at one point I just like I told Danielle, she was sitting next to me, I'm like, I'm closing my eyes. Just let me know when we get there.
Something back like, yeah, that's what I do.
Dude, that's like my go-to
confident.
move. That's my go-to move when somebody's driving like an asshole. All right, if I die, I die. I'm just gonna close my eyes and not see it.
Look down at your phone.
That I think that just gives me more motion sickness though, like closing the eyes, and then if somebody's like, oh, dude, Caesar is an overly confident driver.
I'm closing my eyes and going into like a Zen space where, like, if we get hit by a car, then hopefully I'm dead on impact. That's what I'm hoping for.
I felt safe with him. I wasn't really paying attention though until he dropped the hard F when someone walked down.
Yeah, we couldn't even do our part 2 LA thing on YouTube because he got in the fight with the homeless guy. So,
oh yeah, you haven't seen that?
There was a hard F dropped, and then I
haven't seen that video.
Because he was being one.
It was the guy
on people.
Yeah, he's just walking past us. There's the camera jack. Nobody's filming him, but and then he flips off the car. And Caesar rolls down and starts shouting a lot of very unfriendly for YouTube things at him. He doesn't turn around. I'm like getting ready to,
which is why that video is no longer on YouTube. It's
I'm like,
I need that DM to me immediately, please.
I think I need to cut that clip and just so our Patreons can just watch that segment. So, yeah, we'll get it to you. So.
I was like, shit, we're all gonna have to get in a fight with the homeless guy.
Yeah,
I just wanted to do the time to jump out mode.
I was like, okay, if he comes up to my door, I'm just gonna jam it open real hard and just hit him with the door. That's usually a really good defense move.
You mother.
His mood probably changed when he looked inside the car.
You just see like the LA helicopter cam and just me in my hat, just like
Cliff Booth says, I remember that live. Big Crack Rock, I'm not touching a homeless.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, brother. Especially LA homeless, no.
No bullshit. I carry latex gloves with me just in case.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I don't know. I'm sure Caesar's been in fist fights with homeless people before. I don't know for a fact. Todd's known him longer.
I don't know if I'm allowed to answer that.
Yeah. Ask
but anyways,
there you go.
Anyways,
did you guys see the in like horror news today? Did you guys see the Terrifier 3 thing that dropped today? So Terrifier 2 is coming back to the theaters November 1st, and I don't know. So the advertisement wasn't very clear, but I don't know if they're just showing off a poster or if they're giving you an exclusive poster. But apparently they're going to show off the poster, and then you're going to get a teaser for Terrifier 3 at the end of Terrifier 2.
Ooh.
So
I believe you're getting a poster. You go.
I hope so, dude. That would be badass. So I just bought my tickets today. I'm ready to go. Be one of the first people to see the Terrifier 3 teaser, and yeah, I'll have to do a reaction to that on the show when I do that on November 1st. Todd, are you going?
When is it?
November 1st.
I'll be in Kansas City.
Damn.
No.
Well, fuck, dude. Maybe I'll try to sneak some games.
I was gonna not on there.
Yeah,
that's gonna be cool. But yeah, that's gonna be really cool. I'm looking forward to that, obviously, because Terrifier 2 was my favorite movie of.
Is it one night only?
Probably.
Yes,
okay,
just one night. Yeah,
you post?
What's up?
Was 3 finished before the strikes?
No.
Oh, they're still working on it. Okay.
Yeah, but they have some. There's I don't know. They have some workaround thing. David Howard Gordon was talking about it.
Yeah, are they? Well, it's probably just not a union shoot then.
Yeah, I can't remember what the specifics were.
Or they got they got that low budget, right gimmick where they're allowed, like A24 has been getting.
Yeah. You want to hear some bullshit though, Todd? Guess what's playing at the same exact time as Terrifier 2, and they made me choose.
Oh no,
not poking the bear. Make
Godzilla 2000.
Ooh.
Motherfucker.
See, I was going Freddy.
No, dude, those motherfuckers like Godzilla 2000, and it's at the same exact time. But
is that like a nationwide, or is that like at your theater?
It's a Fathom event.
Fathom.
I might be able to take my kid to that.
Oh, 2000, dude, do it. That's a good, dude. That's a really good one for kids too.
That was such a good palate cleanser after the 98 film. I still remember going to see it, and I was like, okay, it's not just dead.
Well, dude, that was the whole thing. Godzilla was supposed to be retired for a bit, but then after 98, they're like, fuck, we need to get back there.
We got to fix this shit now.
Yeah. Because
I love the radio report too in the dubbing.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm, Beyonce concert movie is playing same time. Cougar had a tough choice for that.
It doesn't look like that one's selling out.
That's actually December 1st, Ben. I'm sorry.
Is it really?
Well, now he has to rearrange his plans. Yeah, that one doesn't even seem to be selling as fast. I don't know. Racism? I fucking know.
Indie Fandom said stream of crazy Exorcist believer reviews coming in hot. Yeah, I'm going. I was gonna go Friday, but I decided I'm gonna go on the discount Tuesday day. So
that is a teaser for next week because we got Exorcist, VHS 85, Pet Cemetery next week stacked,
and that other new theatrical one too.
Oh When Evil Lurks. Yeah.
Oh, that's theatrical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
Spanish.
When Evil Lurks. It's from Argentina.
Oh hell yeah!
That poster with the finger touching down. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good trailer.
Comes out Friday also.
This Friday?
Yeah, same day.
Oh shit! Okay.
Tomorrow I'm seeing Exorcist, and then I'm seeing When Evil Lurks. So
I forgot I was down to one movie, so I may just see one tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, I got a Cradle of Filth concert tomorrow.
Fuck yeah!
Exorcist, but
I assume you've watched Cradle of Fear, their horror anthology.
No, actually,
really,
I haven't. Yeah,
ripped out.
I had thought I did, but I got it mixed up with another movie, and so it's on my list.
Bad time.
There is a Blu-ray.
What?
There is a Blu-ray.
Indie Fandom said, "Is Slashtober happening soon?" Yes, it is. We have just got off a very heated recording right before this. So
you'll definitely want to watch.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. This is definitely Dan's been putting it over every time we've talked about it, but this is definitely the most heated I think we've ever been. So
period.
Yeah.
Period.
When does the first episode drop? I know it.
I have to do the math. It ends on October 30th. Yeah. I do have to talk about Kruger off there. I don't want to commit him to anything on there.
Go ahead.
Friday the 13th. That seems like the perfect day
for
the Friday the 13th stream. Seems like everyone will be playing it. Remember the gaming
Oh,
stream?
shit, to do the gaming thing?
And then we can do it on both. Check your schedule. We'll touch base, but that was my idea.
Okay.
So
I have Taylor Swift that day.
Pugs, that you go from cradle.
I have Taylor Swift that day. Yeah, I like fucking Taylor Swift.
He likes what he likes, Dan. Don't shame him.
I'm just saying the contrast there. Nobody can say that we're not diverse. You go from Cradle of Filth to Taylor Swift.
I love them too.
They need to do like a duet together.
Pugs just likes like all music. If I'm correct.
Not all, but like I do enjoy all genres and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because you go to like Post Malone and shit.
Fuck yeah, Posty's the shit.
I don't get it.
Yeah, for me, I couldn't be caught dead at one of those. But like, I like other stuff other than just music about killing people.
Yeah.
All the other non-genre music for me has been stuff I've been drugged to the wife for.
Oh.
Next week I have Death Clock and Baby Metal and City Morgue. So I'm fucking
dude, you better watch out at that
Incubus.
Baby Metal. Dude, you need to watch out at that Baby Metal concert.
Bunch of Dans.
What is Baby Metal?
Bunch of slamming stews, dude.
There's a bunch of panty sniffers or panty buyers over there. It's
not a fucking panty sniffer. Don't
you can blend in, dude.
Me.
You can blend in.
Look at that face. It sniffed a panty or two.
I don't get that at all. It's like feet. Don't get it.
And it's funny. You were talking about Haunt earlier. I'm actually going to my first one on Saturday.
Nice.
Going to Slaughterhouse. It's in Tucson. I've never been.
Very cool.
Is it like an extreme haunt or
no? It's just a normal. They don't do like extreme haunts out here. I don't think they would. I like a lot of Arizona is a little too soft for that.
There is that extreme haunt documentary that's dropping on Hulu next week.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to.
I think we should double that up with that Hell House one I've been trying to get us to talk about for years.
Hell House.
Is that the Christian haunt thing?
All the Hell Houses are being released on. Oh no, that's Haunt Hell.
Yeah. This is the Christian.
Hold on, someone's crying. Daily Ghost, what's up? Indie Phantom, Brian Trash, and Punisher. I don't remember who I saw, but hello, all of you.
Busy chat tonight. Shout out Jess Graham. Shout out anybody we missed.
Van Grimm. I want to see Taylor Swift first day. Not really my type of music, but want to experience the crazy crowds.
I know what you mean by experience, Ben. Good on you.
I'm actually
spoken like a true pimp.
I'm kind of surprised her fame hasn't died down a little bit because she's closer to my age at least.
She's 33.
Yeah,
and she just fucking got a bunch of people to sign up to vote, and now the Chiefs are Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team. That's their new name because there's a shirt.
Yeah.
So, Taylor Swift.
I would just be like, dude, I'm sure she can suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
She can't keep a man though, so this is gonna be fun.
She's gonna dump him, and then she's gonna become like a Dallas fan or something. That's what's gonna happen. She's gonna I'm gonna choose your rival team and just screw you.
Hopefully, she gets some hood in there, and she could Taylor Swift Raiders team. There you go.
That'd be awesome.
She can take up a residency in Vegas. Perfect, done.
That new dome.
All right,
we talked way too much about Taylor. There's a big pumpkin. There's a big pumpkin on the orb. I forgot what it's called. Where YouTube's playing.
You guys are gonna make Kruger quit. Knock it off. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Horror, gore, fuck Taylor Swift. Let's move on to. I would too, but yeah. All right, so Saw X or Saw 10. When it's an X, I just say X. I've been corrected about that like 3 times. No, it's Saw 10. I understand. Rec is record, but I'm still going to say rec. So Saw X.
What was the one they would call Scream? What was it? 5 Cream? Yeah, dude, that was like that was like one of the fucking names for Scream 5. 5 Cream.
The 5 Cream is what I'll call that from now on too. So anyways. All right. Hi.
That's what Dan also calls a good night.
Fuck you. All right. Saw X from director Kevin Grutert follows a sick and desperate John Kramer travels to Mexico for a risky and experimental medical procedure in hopes of a miracle cure for his cancer, only to discover the entire operation is a scam to defraud the most vulnerable.
Based on Kanye West's mother.
Upon learning this, John Kramer gets his revenge. We'll just add that to it. So Saw X. This is a prequel that takes place between 1 and 2.
The Rogue One, of
which
the
is
Saw
actually
midquel. Midquel. Come on, Dan, get the gibberish right.
Yeah. Midquel, whatever. Midquel. I'll say the stupid new names. So it takes place between 1 and 2, which is actually good because I always Saw as a franchise is very complex. A lot happens over the course of these films that I always feel like I got to go back and watch every single one before I watch the new one. Luckily, you don't have. You're good. Just watch.
Yeah, thank God.
I know.
Yeah,
and now I can watch 2.
Yeah. Really, more 2 than anything. I mean, you're kind of good here.
I revisit them so often, though. Like I said, like every time a new one comes out, I do exactly what you said, Dan, and I watch every single one. So
this is the first time I haven't.
It's nice to be able to start from 1 and then get a new one, and now I'm gonna probably watch the rest of them.
And you're not in a rush now.
Yeah,
I don't have to remember. Okay, what happened with Angus McFadden here? What happened with Sean Patrick Flannery? You're good. So yeah, prequel in between. The one thing I'll say about it off the bat, this one is a Tobin Bell featured movie. He's in basically all 2 hours of the movie. It's a John Kramer story, and you really spend a lot of time with John Kramer, the man, which I liked a lot. I'm kind of curious. I've heard a couple opinions on this. I've been trying to avoid opinions for the most part, but you really get to spend a lot of time with John Kramer, the man, and he's never been a traditional villain, yet it's amazing to me how many people I have discussions with who say, like, well, he's not really a murderer. I'm like, well, yeah, he is. He's just not your traditional murderer.
Yeah, same as Charles Manson, sir.
I was going to say,
really.
Yeah, he's still.
Well, he does have one body count, but that's all right.
Yeah,
and the fact he sets up the traps, that's going to give him the count.
So
he makes them winnable, unlike some of his followers.
So this is a very intimate film. Like, you really get inside his head, and it's fascinating when I'm watching it because I'm thinking, had this have gone a little bit different for him, he might have stopped. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think he might have been
more sympathetic.
There's these really subtle moments that you got to watch for, because the first, I mean, we do have a very nasty kill early on. No spoiler, but it's what's in the poster art. So you have that. Then you kind of do settle into that more character study for a little bit before we get back to the trap portion. And I really loved spending time with this guy. You really feel bad for him and what he's going through. And this probably has one of the most detestable characters I've ever seen in a Saw movie, in Dr. Peterson, I believe was her name.
Crushing.
Holy shit, was I like,
hard?
No, not. I would be like,
you could work with Nurse Ratched, and then they can have a good back and forth.
Bitch, I hate you so much. I'm not even giving you the D.
Yeah.
Well, so this doesn't reinvent who John Kramer
No,
is.
I was gonna say on that, we probably need a spoiler section, because there's one complaint I do have with her character, but it's a spoiler. So
I'm curious because I think I might know what it is, but yeah, we will have a spoiler section on this at the end. So stick around if you've already watched it.
Indie Phantom, amazed that Tobin Bell is still going 20 years into this IP.
81 years old, and he's still
81.
81, I believe.
Looks good for 81.
But
he's always looked this way.
You better get cracking now.
Yeah.
Like 30 years ago, he still looked like the same guy, so you don't think, but yeah, it's like he's 81 years old. Now this doesn't reinvent.
Wait, he started this franchise at like 60? Jesus.
Yeah. It doesn't reinvent who John Kramer is. Now, that is the one thing I've heard from a couple people. It's like, oh, it's not Jigsaw. I'm like, if you've been paying attention, this is Jigsaw. Yeah. You see the human side. He's very much a human being. And if you go back through the series, you know, the stuff with his wife and everything, he's a human being. He's
As
not your
warped as it is, he has good intentions for the most part.
He absolutely does, and you've seen enough already in the franchise to know that he's not just looking to like fucking kill people. There is a method to it.
I don't think there's anything with the character that's different. The way he's presented and the eyes we are seeing him through are different, because he's 100% the Dexter of the story.
Yeah,
we're looking at it the perspective. He's our good guy, and it's different than the other films. That's the big thing. We're coming from his perspective, and the other ones, he's a big character, but it's not. We don't really get through his eyes, so I think that gives this one a different feel. Totally not a bad thing, because I did really love this, but it is different, and I can see where people will think that even though he's exactly the same, you're just getting a different point of view.
Yeah, and I think the older I get, I'm like, you know what? There's some people that would benefit from this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even in the series, like I remember, I think it was Saw 3D, where they had like the support group for all the people that survived the trap, and like they all were better for it.
Yeah. I've had some issues in the franchise in the past where I've evolved a little bit, and I've been like, you know what? Like, I don't logically, I don't know if I buy it, but the first two movies are gold, and this is maybe at least my third favorite. It really is. I dug the shit out of it.
Ben Grimm says scariest thing was Amanda's hair. I gotta co-sign that.
Yeah, it does rival.
No, it's the second one though. Yeah. That's the one that.
I like that they didn't de-age her. That is another thing I know people are bitching about.
Coming off of being a junkie, so she should look kind of like Fairuza.
Well, and I'm like, you know what? I get it. Like, it's been 18 years or whatever it's been, but I'm fine. I can suspend my disbelief. I'd rather have the actor not de-aged. I hate that bullshit. So kudos with that. So this delivers everything that you want out of a Saw film. There's some really sick shit. The opening one, there's something involving a brain, which I think may also be in the trailer. It gives you all of that gore and traps and fucked up shit that you love from the Saw franchise. But this one breathed new life into it for me. Now, it is a prequel, so you do know where certain things end up, but that didn't bother me. It didn't bother me.
I'm surprised, because I thought that's what was going to bother you the most, Dan.
But it's not the first time it's happened in this franchise, though. It's like
it's all over.
Yeah, because you kind of move around and you have stuff like after he's pet. So it is one. See, I didn't even think about that, but it could have went that way on another franchise. But this already has it like in there. So I think that's the one thing. But
usually they're flashbacks, though. We don't usually live through the moment like we did here.
That
could be
because there's a part where like John Kramer's in some peril, and like he's gonna survive it for sure. But at the same time, I get what you mean. I think it's more digestible because you had all those flashbacks of talking about his past in like 4 and 5 and 6,
and he'd already been gone and stuff. So the one thing I like that it feels smaller again.
Mm-hmm.
It's back to kind of one room. It's a bigger room and it's more different setup. But I mean, I like that it's kind of like more intimate again.
Yeah,
a bunch of people and I mean, we really have never had. I mean, this many people. Obviously, it kind of feels like a mesh of 1 and 2. I mean, you have kind of those elements in there, and I don't think I could have asked for anything better. I don't know who wants to go next. But I am desperate to hear if Pugs it made up for Spiral.
He's giving it a 0 because of the haircut. That's what Pugs.
No. I do love her, but no. This is. I'm not forgiving them for Spiral, but like, we're back on track here. It's placed very nicely in the center. So like, when Jigsaw was in peril, I'm like, we all know what's gonna happen, but I was curious to see how it would go, and it was fucking cool. So I do think this was very successful, and what a cool way to fucking tell a story that we know we know of, and find a nice place for it. Like I said earlier, it's like the Rogue One of Saw. So, and the amount of time we get to spend with John Kramer, like I thought we knew him from the other movies. Like, oh no, you're actually really good, dude. You want people to do good. You want to make this world a better place. You're going about it like a fucking asshole, but I get where you're coming from. These other motherfuckers totally deserve this. So I get you. Yeah, this is the most sympathy I've ever felt for him. And I was like, as the person that has dealt with people that had cancer, like that is a tough fucking scenario. Mm-hmm. This man to do this as a lasting mark for the betterment of mankind. I'm on his side, and this just made it more, made me more on his side. I think it's good. I thought it was really fucking good. If they want to fit more in, I'm in.
I think that's exciting, like to see the way they'll like kind of put the puzzle together. Because I mean, they're going to make it all so it makes sense. That's always been the franchise's thing. And it's going to get difficult. I
would love for that little soccer kid to come and kick the shit out of the Spiral guy, but we'll get there later.
Yeah, I feel like if I ever, the ultimate Saw thing for me would be have Jason Blum in the opening in one of the traps. It's like Black Christmas 20.
I was disappointed in one thing, and we can get to that in spoilers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kruger.
I mean, I'm on board with you guys. I thought it was fucking awesome. It's definitely not like my favorite, or I don't know if it would be in my top 3. Maybe it probably sits around like number 4. But yeah, I mean, I love character studies just in general, and to finally get that with Jigsaw was really, really cool. Felt really fucking bad for this poor guy. I mean, I think everybody saw in the trailer. I mean, it's no surprise. People kind of scam him out of getting cure for his cancer, and they didn't cure shit and just took his money. And there's a part where like he gets out of his fake procedure, and they tell him and they show him his blood work, and he's like finally thinks he's out of it, and he has tears in his eyes, and he's just like looking up at the sky. And that moment like got me. I started getting a little teary-eyed because I knew where it was going to go. And like again, dealing with family members that have died of cancer and seeing that whole process, like fuck, dude, that shit hit me hard.
A weird comparison movie to this is Clerks 3. Like I know there's going to be some people where it's not the movie you want exactly, but I think it was the right movie at this time because Jigsaw and Spiral to me, even though they have their moments, I just didn't connect. They're standard villains versus a really compelling villain in John Kramer.
Well,
part of the problem.
Yeah, that's another thing. I was very nervous when I heard that Saw X was coming out because I absolutely cannot stand Spiral. I think that movie is complete dog shit, and I hated Jigsaw too. But other than those two movies, I've liked every single Saw movie. So like it's been a rough couple of years. I'm glad we are finally back on track, and I want more. I don't really know where you go as far as timeline wise, but I would like to see. Yeah, probably. Yeah, like the gap between 2 and 3, or maybe there's another chapter before 2. I'm not sure, but I'm really, really excited that we're just kind of back to what makes Saw films great, and that is Tobin Bell. I mean, he is really the life of the franchise for me, and I'm just glad that we have him back where he fucking belongs. Also, traps and gore, no complaints over here. There's plenty of cringe-worthy moments and some highlight reel kills. Lots of practical gore too. It wasn't a CGI fest, which some of the Saw movies have been. So yeah, man, I had a great time with it, and I can't wait to see where they go next. But
which we'll talk about in spoilers too, because I think I know.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I can say mine spoiler free. I'd like to see something running parallel with like Saw 2. I want to see them put like that puzzle together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Or should do it during 3 and 4, then you're really confused.
You couldn't. I mean, Carrie Elways, maybe.
We can spend time with him.
They brought him back. I'd rather, Let me get into later story. I don't know. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The problem again is there's
Also,
other.
we could just leave it. This is a good way.
Yeah.
to
I
end.
would like to see stuff not go past the timeline. So
Well, you're
stays
getting
within
another
10.
one. They've already greenlit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Did they?
So,
Okay.
yeah, so you've got one more on the way.
Or give them a real cult, not this the Spiral follower. Give them a fucking cult of people that try to do what he does.
See, that's what I thought.
Copycats are never
Spiral was
as
supposed to be.
interesting.
What
Yeah, copycats are never as interesting to me. That's part of the issue with
Friday the
it.
13th 5 is fucking on. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Also, the movie Copycat, dude. That movie's fucking awesome.
No, I get that. I don't know. It's just like more often than not, I find when it's just a killer that's copying another killer, I'm always like, you're just reminding me how awesome the original character was. I like the idea of doing something in the Saw universe where it's not
That
necessarily a copycat killer.
Fucking sucked, Dan. We had Spiral.
Well, I did not like Spiral very much at all, but I'm saying I would like to see it where they're not just, I'm doing the John Kramer stuff. They're a different killer, but it takes place.
Yeah, that worked really well back in the day with Halloween 3. Jigsaw takes on faith healers next. Okay. That works.
Those snake people.
Copycat, the movie is hard. Love it. I need to see
Yeah,
that.
Andy,
I
it's
guess
really
that's
good.
I guess that's when I say I need to also.
You haven't seen Copycat? No. Dude, you need what? I'm coming over watching Copycat in Congo.
Paramount
Remember,
double.
there was a time when, Todd, you weren't going to the movies multiple times a week. Like, there's still some stuff that you've missed on the big screen.
Ben Grimm says Jigsaw versus the Collector. I'm not against that.
They canceled the third Collector movie a year or so ago, unfortunately.
Yeah,
The Collector's got to punch up to fight Jigsaw.
I mean, he does.
The Jigsaw puts him in the trap, and he has to get out.
But dude, I mean, Collector, I think is kind of. I don't know. The first one, some people say is like overrated, but they really like the second one. I actually really love the first one just because the marketing for it. I love them both too. They're like, neck and neck with each other. But the first one, like the marketing for it was so fucking just like, it pulled me in. You have this creepy guy. He kind of has a lucha mask on and putting people in saw traps. Like, this is going to be fucking badass. And then I'll never forget, like, the opening scene. They played this fucking song by Combi Christ called Shut Up and Bleed. And as a kid, I think I was like maybe 14 or 13 at the time. Dude,
as a kid.
Dude, I was so fucking enamored. And then I remember I watched the movie with my dad and my stepmom. They both thought it was total dog shit. I was like, fuck yeah.
I almost am glad that we didn't get the third one because I thought the second one ended perfect. I love that last shot in the collection. I was like, that you really ended perfectly there. You could do another one for sure, but
dude, I'm so into Jigsaw versus the Collector now. Like, I can just picture, because Collector would get out of that fucking trap and then it would be on.
I still want it to be Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. I think
I'm with you, Dan, because I kind of feel like that with 3 from Hell. I wish it didn't exist now.
See, I'm unoffended. That movie is just unnecessary, but I do like that movie.
I have a good
but
time.
would Devil's Reject.
It doesn't need it.
Perfect
It doesn't need
ending.
music.
No, I get it for sure. I would have, if anything, would have liked the prequel instead of the sequel.
You should probably rate this one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But before we do, one last comment. I'm at the point in my life where we're like, when it's over, it's over. Like, I don't mind things ending in terms of these big franchises. I'm like, you're good now. So
but that's not what big franchises do. Yeah. So don't start expecting that.
I understand that, but I'm okay with that being it. Like, I thought, honestly, that's how I felt after Spiral.
If you're really okay with it being it, you got to be just like, I'm done watching them. If you're done with Halloween, don't watch the next one.
Don't have that option as a podcaster, but I agree.
You totally do, Dan.
Yeah, you do.
There's 3 other people that could totally talk about it.
This is true.
I'm just saying, you're okay if something ends.
We would lose a large part of our show if we didn't have Dan bitching about Blumhouse every week. So
you know what?
They won't have Halloween next.
They won't. They might be A24, so you might have a little bit of excitement if that's A24.
I hope if that happens, director of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies gets the trilogy just to drive Dan insane.
Freaky.
All
But
right.
he does that, but he likes Happy Death Days. Go figure.
They're better.
All right, Saw
They're
X.
the same director.
Still, well, that doesn't mean like fucking
Okay.
Yuli Lomel
Short bus,
directed
hard
Heaven
R.
Filled Terror.
What do you rate Saw X, Dan?
Saw X. I am a 4.5. Any little things that I might have are very, very little. To be honest with you, it might even grow to a 5, but I'm a 4.5 for now.
Daily Ghost. Dan's strange obsession with A24.
Guilty.
I want to know
of
if a girl
poser.
had A24 on her feet, would he start sucking them? That's the question.
I'm not
That's how
opposed to
strong
my
the-
feet. I just don't get. I'm not gonna like pop a chubby.
Okay,
over
Dan,
it.
I want to hear about it again. Okay, what did you say, Kruger? I forgot.
I didn't say anything.
Bug, did you give us a number?
I haven't gave a number yet.
Okay.
All right.
Who goes next?
4 out of 5 for me, and
Bugs?
maybe some room to grow after watching the whole series.
Okay.
I am also a 4 out of 5.
I'm with Dan. 4.5.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, I mean, as of right now, and I did not rewatch all the movies, but this is at least my third favorite. And I think 1 and 2 are just for different reasons. But right now, this is sitting at a strong 3 for me.
2 made me cringe. Like I legit going, oh.
The needle
that-
pit. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm comfortable somewhere right around there, 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think 4. I love 6, and not a lot of people like 6, but I think 6 has one of the most epic fucking endings of all
That's
of them.
3D, right?
No, it's the one
No.
right before 3D.
There's one I absolutely fucking hate, and I don't remember which it is. It's either 5 or 6. Probably 5 if you love 6 that much. I can't fucking remember.
6 is when cop homeboy gets his head out of the trap by sticking his fucking head through the window.
Hoffman.
Rather being cool.
Have we done a franchise show?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was going to say you got one more coming. Maybe there'll be a little break. We can do it for the next one.
Yeah, we'll time it after that. There you go. 2020, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, 2025.
Did they say they said the next one's 25?
No, I'm just fucking taking a guess. 2 years.
Hey, they used to hit that 1 year mark every
They
fucking
did.
year.
Yeah, they did.
I'm going to say 2024. I'm just saying it.
I mean, Scream managed to do it, but
Yeah.
not really for better. I don't think.
All right. Saw X. We will have a spoiler talk on that one after. And moving on to our next film, which I misplaced my my synopsis, but I'm getting it.
Check your butthole.
See, Dan, whatever your new way of doing it is the
How
better
do you
way of doing it.
How do you shove a paper like that? Would come out and you would not be able to.
I don't know how loose you are, Dan.
Come on, Dan.
So all right, The Creator, which I have it now, Tad. I'm sorry, an extra few seconds. From director Gareth
Dead air.
Edwards of Monsters fame, Godzilla 2014, and Rogue One. In my opinion, the best Star Wars movie since the original trilogy.
Agreed.
And
No.
in this one, against the backdrop of a war between humans and robots with artificial intelligence, a former soldier finds the secret weapon, a robot in the form of a young child who he must retrieve and destroy to turn the tide of the war in favor of the humans. All right, so The Creator. All right, so one thing about this that I really liked is that it's not based on any IP. It's just a new story. It's an attempt at just something original. Now, I will say one thing about this movie, it does have a lot of similarities between particularly Elysium, for those that remember that one, Akira, District 9. A lot of people are saying Blade Runner, and kind of, sort of. I think it's got
For a generation, I think this will be these younger kids' Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And I don't like that fucking movie, but I understand where it places in pop culture.
all good things, all good things. And I also, it's a realistic budget. It's $80 million. And I'll tell you what,
Looks
I
amazing.
better, I think, than a lot of recent blockbusters.
Because it's not overdone. It's not
Yeah.
CG just for the sake of CG. It's built a world,
Yeah.
realistic
And
enough.
they made it dirty. And dirty where it needs to be and clean where it needs to be. That's very important for these fucking movies.
I agree. This film looks brilliant. The action scenes are all riveting. It does. There are some issues with the script. It does go, like I said, it's very familiar, even though it's not based on a previous IP. But my God, look at the Flash verse. And you may have liked that movie, but in terms of the CG and everything, like this is a fraction of the budget, and I think it looks miles better. The action scenes,
a lot of non-reshoots in this one compared to that.
This is true. Yet people still didn't go to see it. Sadly, it did bomb.
That sucks. I'm shocked. I'm fucking shocked.
Hey,
I'm not the
Paw
time of
Patrol
year.
just beat
I forgot about
Saw.
Paw Patrol, but
Beat Saw, just barely. They were neck and neck.
That's actually pretty impressive that it was still close to it. But yeah, I mean, this movie is predictable in some ways, but I'll tell you what, though, like cast-wise, I thought the girl was fantastic, so sympathetic. She has a lot.
Too.
Yeah, she had some really heavy emotional moments where sometimes it's not a ton of dialogue, but the way she delivered it, it's like, oh God, I'm feeling terrible for this poor girl.
I don't mean to talk over you, but legitimately, I felt bad when she cried. And I was like, I don't like this feeling. We need to help this little girl.
It tugs at the heartstrings. I think John David Washington, our lead character, I think he's also really good, very sympathetic. Now, one issue that I had, so there's a twist, and I'm not going to say what it is, but there's a twist where it's revealed with like one line of dialogue, and then it's never even referenced again. And it's kind of a major twist to the story with what's happening. And it's brought up, oh yeah, actually it was this. And then it's never referenced again. There are some weird script issues like that. If you saw the movie, you probably know what
Bring
I'm
that
talking
up in spoilers,
about.
because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I think I know, but I don't think they needed to just keep harping on it. I mean, that was for the audience.
It was
okay, if
very...
it's what I'm thinking of, it's that is how it would be handled.
Yeah.
Well,
let's figure out. We'll save it for spoilers. Make sure we're all on the same thing, which I think we are.
Great protagonist, great cast. Ken Watanabe is in it. He's always fantastic.
The black dude from Tenet.
Yeah, John David Washington. Yeah, I love this movie. Familiar, yes. I can't totally geek out over it, but it's probably the best science fiction movie that I've seen on the big screen in quite some time. And certainly, I think better than Avatar 2 and some of these movies that get a lot more eyeballs. I hope people go out and see this, because I think it's very, very strong. But not gonna lie, you kind of know where everything's going. Doesn't throw a lot of twists.
I think that they pushed it more as a sci-fi movie than as an action movie is going to kill like the audience they want. There's not as big of a sci-fi crowd. Yeah, but I mean, it genres go in cycles. Sci-fi's, I mean, yeah, if it's got the name Star Wars on it or that, but I mean, we're not. It's. I'll talk about the comic book cycle later.
Do you think, because obviously there's a lot of social commentary, comparison, a lot of heavy Vietnam kind of vibes with this one? Because I mean, just being honest, I mean, the Americans are the villains in this.
Yeah, that's how it works in the world.
Do you think that hurt it at all? I never heard anybody shitting on this movie.
I think we know we're really the bad guys in the scheme of the world. I don't think this is a secret.
The Homelander.
Right.
That's what we are.
Come on.
We see ourselves as Superman, but we are definitely the Homelander, and I'm okay with that.
I'm just trying to figure out like what did it, because nobody really went to see it. The buzz was good, and I was like, man,
people are not going to go see a non-franchise at the theater unless it's something they really want to see, because they know they can wait 30 days and see it at home.
Yeah. And Blade Runner didn't find a successful audience in the theater either. That found its audience later, and this will do the same thing.
Yeah, I once this hits streaming, I think people are really going to enjoy it. But it's the thing, like right now, it's going to be a big franchise, and even that's waning too.
I'd like more in this world too, because like Allison Janney's character, who's kind of one of the featured villains, her whole backstory about the AI that like had seduced and then took out her kid, like it's glossed over. It's not a big plot point or anything.
Fuck yeah! Thank you.
That's interesting to me. Like I was like,
I understood where she was coming from as a mama bear. I'm not a mama bear. But like as a mama bear's point of view, yeah, I'm gonna fucking go get all of you motherfuckers.
And they put a dog in jeopardy. Like that was like I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
like
I wasn't happy about that.
Yeah,
it works when they need it.
Yeah,
I feel like there might be a director's cut. Like this movie gave me those vibes that there could be a little bit on the cutting room floor that might be interesting. But overall, no, I loved it. You want a big, epic sci-fi action film, then again, you're going to enjoy this, I think, a lot more than Avatar 2. Like,
keep shitting on Avatar 2. You don't need to. That movie sucks, and everyone knows it. Like, it's just fine.
But they went to see it anyways.
Because it's James Cameron and it looks pretty. Like that. The real JC.
It's an experience. That's the difference. That is a movie you go to see on the big screen because it's a movie to be seen on the big screen. You have the 3D.
So element. Is this.
Nailed it.
So
I understand that, but to a general audience who goes and buys, say, a movie ticket a month, they're going to pick the big one over the creator. Because
they need to be in saw traps immediately.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, Dan. Not everyone has disposable income, so that's not the way it works.
You get the Criterion. You get the Criterion Blu-ray, and then you get Fast and the Furious. It's like if you reach, I don't know, that on my head, the wheels are spinning.
Dan's gonna become a fucking jigsaw. No, I'm with you though, Dan. I thought this movie was fucking fantastic. I love the little girl. She was probably my favorite part. I do have one confusing thing, but we can get to that in spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah, I really dug this. I think it's excellent. The music's good. It's not even that long. It felt pretty short. I think it was great.
Nice. All right, well, let's go ahead and rate it. It sounds like we will have a pretty. We haven't had a big spoiler section in a while, but we will tonight. So, Pugs, what say you?
I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. I really liked it. I really loved it, actually.
Nice.
I'm also 4.5 out of 5.
I'm a 4 out of 5 because there were some script issues, but I did love this movie. I will pick up the 4K when it comes out and enjoy it again.
Like Blu-ray.
I really hope they push for the little girl to get Oscar consideration. I think she fucking deserves it.
Yeah, the whole like heaven speech and everything. I thought I'd be the lone positive review.
That's because you're a snob.
Really?
I did. Because I know some of the stuff
I love
you guys.
Fucking wolves of Raised by Wolves. I do love fucking sci-fi.
Anytime I like sci-fi, Dan's surprised. There was that last one with fucking I don't know. Speaking of America, fuck yeah, Matt Damon. Ad Astra, I think it was.
Oh,
that's Brad Pitt. But
okay, but there's another one with the other one. Whatever.
Well, he was bringing up
Ad Astra, The Martian. Yeah,
maybe
that's Matt Damon. Ad Astra was a weird one because I thought that was gonna be like hard sci-fi, and then I'm like, wait a minute, it's like Brad Pitt fighting like a rabid like chimpanzee in outer space. Like it had those B movie moments where I was like, this is not what I expected. I liked it well enough, but
all right, well.
So, all right. Well, there you go. There is the creator. And moving on to our next film of the evening, which is our Shudder original Nightmare, which is a Norwegian horror film. And so...
This faster way is not very fast, Dan.
I know it's not, but when I have too many windows open, it seems to fuck with stuff, Todd. So I am sorry. So, all right. So
time to replace the Apple IIe, Dan.
We'll replace it. All right.
Turn
so
trail off.
Shut up, Todd. Mona and Robbie are a young couple in love. Robbie has just landed his dream job, and they just scored an amazing deal on a spacious flat. Never mind that it requires quite a bit of renovation, and they have to deal with the neighbors' constant fighting and screaming baby. Never mind that Mona is suddenly plagued by night terrors, which grow more intense every time she falls asleep. Robbie is eager to start a family despite Mona's hesitation, but eventually Mona's issues spiral dangerously out of control as she becomes convinced that she's being attacked by a mythical sleep paralysis demon called the Mare, who is intent on possessing her unborn child. All right, so Nightmare from Shudder. I am not going first because I've just got to imagine that this gentleman down here was probably blown away.
I say this is like the 1 week there was 100% a movie for all of us.
Yeah.
That Saw. Dan had the last one. Pugs has this one, and obviously,
yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't want to give too many spoilers here, but there.
It's not an American movie, is what I think.
No. There's a sprinkle of what Kruger's wearing on his head, to some Rosemary's Baby, to Kinder Trauma.
Oh shit! I fucked up.
You really did fuck up. This movie is like not perfect, but it is fucking excellent. I was shocked to shit. No, not that's a little extreme, but I didn't really know where it was gonna go. I was hoping for one way, and they gave me exactly what I wanted by the end of it. And I was like, "Holy shit, this is rad!"
I had to rewind it again.
Yeah, performances were great. The story's great. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. Not perfect though, so I don't think I'll be giving it a
sticks the ending.
Yeah, that might actually bring it back up to the perfect score. It's dark. It's a breeze. It's just really fucking good. Kruger, watch this ASAP. But yeah. It's it's well done, and it's on Shudder. Learn to read, people. This is worth it. I do see an American English-speaking remake happening just because of I know Dan, but people are dumb and they don't like to read. You're not sure coming through. This is really good. I really recommend everyone checking this out. So I loved it.
You want me to go next? All right. So Nightmare. This is just really great feel bad horror. It's very, like I said, very non-American in terms of the way they execute some of this. I mean, this is not the first time we've dealt with sleep paralysis or obviously demonic entities stalking your dreams. I mean, that's been done before, but there's just something about this. Like if it was an American movie, it would probably just go very generic, been there, done that, and you'd forget about it in a couple days. This one, maybe just something about the Nordic folklore with it. It really hits hard, and it goes to uncomfortable places. Things
for some fucking warm bath for me.
It's not a gore film. So I don't want to give like the impression that you're seeing tons and tons of gore or anything, but when it's time to get fucked up, it goes there, and it makes sense. Now, I will say, as great as the ending was, it is somewhat open to interpretation, and I think that's actually a good thing. It might,
you know where I'm going.
Yeah, kind of maybe a choose your own adventure, depending how you want to look at it. I think that the lead actress, who was Ellie Harbo, who plays Mona, I thought she was fantastic. The husband, played by Herman Tamaras, I thought he was really good as well, and realistic. Like they didn't make him like too much of a dick or anything. Like he felt like a real person. Like you see where he's coming from in this whole situation. He wasn't just some oh, asshole.
They handled his storm off perfectly, dude.
Yeah, asshole husband that just doesn't understand kind of thing. He felt like a real person, and there was nuance there, which I liked. And this movie, for the whole like baby in jeopardy kind of genre like this, there's a lot of these movies, and a lot of times they're very tired, which we might talk about later possibly. But this kind of had new life with it. I actually kind of enjoy the fact that this didn't spell everything out, that you kind of have to think about it a little bit. I mean, for something that has to deal with dreams and everything, I don't think you have to be so like straightforward with everything. I think this is a great horror movie. I loved it. It hit all the right emotional beats, and what a kicker of an ending, which I knew. I was like, okay, well, Pugs is giving it a 5. There's no doubt. Todd, what did you think about Nightmare?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really add anything. You guys already covered it. It stuck the ending. It sold it for me. I was into it before, but that put, yeah, I'm all in.
Honestly, this conversation just brought it up. Yeah.
Well, there you go, Pugs.
Just Pugs.
All right,
I'm gonna give this movie a 5 out of 5.
That's kind of a theme tonight. I love this movie. I'm at a 4.5, but
that's where I was this entire time until we started talking. And I'm like, yeah, this movie.
Yeah.
So Kruger, lower your expectations so you go in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dan liked it, so he will. I am. I'm also 4.5. So,
and that is a fair fucking number. So,
yes.
So for the record,
one of the better Shudder films, I think, this year. Which
the ending, if the ending would have gone different, it would have changed my number.
Okay.
Yeah. But great mood though too. I really loved it. Kruger, let us know what you think for sure after you see it.
Sounds good.
He kind of has ideas now, I'm sure.
I want to know what Pitt and Raymond think of this.
Right? Yeah.
Hit 'em up.
Real quick, it's been coming up in the chat a few times. You guys watched the Thanksgiving trailer?
Yeah.
No.
Holy fucking shit!
I did
Oh
it.
my god, dude!
Just take them off for a second. I'm just gonna chat while Dan's
Okay,
doing
give me
this.
when you're done.
Okay.
Kruger obviously hated it. I can tell.
Dude, I watched it while I was at work today, and I almost needed to go pull over to a gas station and clean myself off. This movie looks like it's probably going to be my favorite movie of the year. Like just by the trailer alone, and holiday slashers for me are right up there with some of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm really, really, really fucking excited about it. And just like having Eli Roth back doing horror again, I feel it feels good because it's been a minute. I mean, he did that clocks in the wall fucking thing, which is like a kid's like goosebumpsy.
It's very goosebumpsy.
It's not bad. I like it.
I liked it, but I've actually liked every single Eli Roth movie I've ever seen, but I
it's
haven't
free pizza.
Yeah, I haven't watched the Death Wish remake though.
That's fun.
It's fine. Like, don't get the original Death Wish out of your head. It's a fine modern Bruce Willis action movie.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's not Death Wish. But.
It's not, but you'll like it's basically it's like almost a slasher. Basically, he's just running around killing people.
You know what really kind of scares me though about
he doesn't remember filming it.
Yeah, Death Wish, the Death Wish remake that Eli Roth directed, it very obviously had to hold back, and I worry a little bit. Like, I'd like to see a new.
I saw the Red Band trailer. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's what I'm hopeful for. I haven't watched the second trailer yet. But I feel like we're due a new like old school slasher boom where it's blood and tits and gore.
don't get excited for you don't have
hits,
to.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to take what you can get.
it works. My Bloody Valentine remake, like, give me stuff in that.
That was
vein
like
again.
15 years ago now, Dan.
It was. That's what I'm saying. But
I know, I get
again.
that, but I'm saying we're not going to get that right now. I don't think of this climate. Not to say everything.
Not on the big, not on like the movie studio level for sure.
Well. Hold on.
Horror's what's hitting.
We got to see if it hits theatrical, though. We're still unsure on the next one.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. I mean, to be honest with you, probably don't, because it does give a lot of like the kills that you're going to see in the movie away. So if you want to go in completely blind on that note, like I would say stay away from the Red Band trailer. But if you're like me and that you're just really excited about this fucking movie, you watch that shit, you'll be even more excited.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. I'm very excited.
Dude, I'm all for ultra violent slashers right now. Like, I think Terrifier 2 hopefully inspired some people to not be scared to show some fucking blood and guts. So I think, and knowing Eli Roth's track record, I don't think we're going to have an issue. Yeah. I mean, dude, for fuck's sake, like Green Inferno, I'll never forget. I watched that movie. Some dumbass took his little kids to it, and that fucking opening scene where that black dude gets just fucked up beyond belief.
Can I bring plugs back now? Are we done with Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was.
Yeah. No. Well, we started. Go ahead.
You're good.
Talking about Green Inferno.
Cool. Yeah. No, dude. Like that opening scene. I mean, and everything with that movie, even though it wasn't like to the level of Cannibal Holocaust when it came to gore.
For a studio picture,
it got away with a lot. So
and I know that one got a lot of hate, but I mean,
I loved it.
That one.
I thought it was like.
Did you guys see the Mean Ones? And was that decent? We will be reviewing it later on. I think as of now, I'm the only one who saw it.
Yeah, we may have to just throw it in Slash Miss. No.
There's a BDR of that out now.
Yeah, it's just like Slaughterhouse. It's movie only, unfortunately. So
yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh man, like $30 for a BDR version of it. It was kind of, I don't know. I do.
It doesn't seem worth $30.
Well, I've seen it. I'm going to tell you, I'd rather spend 10 on digital than buy 30 for a physical. Okay. Definitely.
Yeah.
And even that's, I need to rewatch it again this year. I enjoyed it last year, but it was big schlocky horror on a big screen. So, I mean, it's nowhere near Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So
I do want to point out some love for Kinjite in the chat.
Yeah.
The probably Charles Bronson's. It wasn't his last film, but probably the best of like his later output for sure.
Yes, Dan loves the sex trafficking access of.
Who doesn't?
It's a great movie. That one, like, oh man, there's no fucking way now.
All right,
are you guys seeing Jester? I would like to.
What's that?
Oh Jester's that new Dread supernatural slasher.
Okay,
looks cool.
It looks like kind of part Terrifier, kind of part like Black Phone-esque, and it actually has the guy who made the mask for the Grabber and the Black Phone. He made the mask for this guy too, and he's the same guy who made the Fiend mask for Bray Wyatt.
Jason Baker.
Yeah, Tom Savini's boy.
I was going to say
one request we've been getting a lot to is Curse of Crom. I think it's a Halloween themed movie.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I think Slasher Home Video talked about that in the Discord.
Yeah. All right. Isn't that a spinoff from something else?
I don't think so. Not as far as I'm aware.
All right. Well.
All right. So I got a couple quick solos.
You knock them out, and we'll just twiddle our thumbs.
So, guys, with the title like "Clowns of Halloween," there's no way that this is not at least a 5, right?
Serial Dudley on the front? Clown killer.
Clowns of Halloween with a title like that.
That does look like Bubba. What the hell?
Is this for SCS?
Might be.
Well, he's not here, so it's
Dude,
probably
he's just gonna nag you to death about his fucking opinions on wrestling.
Then
That's
tell you how
your
he used to
new-
bang Velvet Sky.
Actually, I better shut up, dude. He beat the shit out of one of my original trainers because he was talking shit online. Like,
Oh, wow.
I have to go off into this side note, but yeah. So it was when Bubba debuted in the Royal Rumble in like early 2014 or maybe it was 2015. And my trainer made a comment about him gaining all the weight back, and Bubba beat the fucking shit out of him like 2 months later because they ended up getting booked against each other.
Oh, wow. Ouch. All right. So this, over 30 years ago, Gilbert Gacy was a party clown by day and a cannibal killer by night, until a group of parents banded together to stop him once and for all. Now he's returned from the grave to prey on the families of those who murdered him in this anthology of creepy clown tales. All right, so Clowns of Halloween. It's an anthology. Usually you always have something to enjoy.
Are they the stories of the dead boys?
No. One of the stories is House of Giggles, and it's about this nerd who's tries to ask out this girl at this CBD shop that they probably literally worked at, and she rejects him. Then it leads to like a big, long, extended shopping montage at Spirit Halloween, which again, I'm going to assume they didn't get permission, but there's the problem with this movie is it's literally an hour long with credits, and yet there's all of this unnecessary shit. The shots just go on for way too long. This is directed, I believe, every segment, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, every segment's directed by Dustin Ferguson, who not the biggest fan of some of his work. It
Isn't
just
that your boy?
it
You just wouldn't
extends.
get it, Bugs.
Oh.
You just wouldn't get it. It just everything goes on for too long. There's not much of a story to the stories. Like there's one called Halloween Party, and it's just a standard clown killing people at a party, but there's just nothing that stands out about it at all. It's like, I don't think Dustin Ferguson is great at directing B movies, because I get it, like very low budget. This was thrown together fast and shot fast, but he doesn't have that Fred Olin Ray spirit.
He needs to stick to rapping. Is that what you're saying?
He needs to stick to rapping, is what I would say. Now, you enjoyed, I think, Amityville in the Hood, which he directed. I think
I did. Well, okay. Enjoyed is a strong word, but I tolerated that. That was my favorite of the torture we called our Amityville series, which I do see Amityville Bigfoot from Sean C. Phillips is coming. So time to get ready to return that series. Bigfoot and Amity Kruger, you in?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's kind of like
it's dangerous. We'll watch it first and tell you.
It's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be somebody in a gorilla suit and shit. Like,
whoa. Todd, it's Halloween. It's supposed to be happy. Come on.
Oh my God. I'm not doing good at that today.
One of the other stories is a doll from hell. It's just about a guy who buys a clown doll. The clown doll disappears, and there's a lot of filler. And then, of course, the clown doll, I guess, kills some people. Like it's all like thrown together very, very fast without a whole lot of thought. Like I said, the story's non-existent. Like I can't really even do in-depth rundowns. A lot of these feel like student films that they just cobbled together, but apparently no, it was all Dustin that worked on this. The clown is
the shorts.
Yeah, he directed everything. A lot of off-screen stuff. The final story involves a woman who gets a fortune from one of those Zoltar machines, and I was like, okay, they're going to close on something cool. Something like old school kind of Twilight Zone. and I was like, I'll be damned. Like, it's another story that really just goes nowhere. She fights a clown, like, and that's it's very like underwhelming. I did not enjoy this. I'm sorry. But hey, maybe next time. I look, I do hear that some of his more recent stuff is better than some of the old stuff. Horn Dog's Beach Party, I think, is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. That was
in both versions of it.
Yes, that was like, whew. But you know what? Dustin Ferguson knows how to hammer out movies. There's a shit ton of Dustin Ferguson movies out there right now, and hey, you get making a movie is an accomplishment. I always say that. I've been in some bad shit, and it's still an accomplishment to get something out there.
Hey, I mean, it's not like I didn't work with them after. I mean,
yeah.
We didn't talk about the review or anything, but
I don't think he knew who you were, right?
I wasn't reminding him. Although at one point he did. I know he knows, because at one point when I was talking, he had that recognize the voice like look on his face.
Oh,
that's that mother. I'm a bit pro right now.
The backstory on this is pre-YouTube, and we were reviewing Nemesis 5.
No, that was okay. It leads into it.
It was him, yeah. And now that's like trying to do a sci-fi action Terminator type story. I love the first Nemesis movie with Olivier Gruner.
You're giving too much backstory now, Dan.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, I wasn't like going to savage that film because, all right, you're trying to do that for no money. It wasn't great, but you know, you're a fan, you're trying to make a continuation, something nobody else would do. So it was going to be a mostly negative review, but with like, hey, pat on the back, good shot. Well, at that point, people could call into the show because we were just on Blog Talk. And Todd's like, we're getting a call. Should I connect it? And I don't know, just something in my head. I'm like, no, don't.
No, I did it.
Todd connects it anyways, and it's the director.
Because I knew it was him.
It's the director of Nemesis 5. And then I'm sitting here, I'm just like, we're fucking reviewing this.
I couldn't. He did send me it, so I knew it was him. But that wasn't even the issue. The issue was the other movie.
Yeah, and then that led to us reviewing Horn Dog's Beach Party, and he wasn't happy with that review. But you know what?
Assholes.
Hey.
Not everyone can. Other directors will message me and get feedback. Not him. You just don't get it.
That's not the worst one.
I understood what he was trying to do. He just didn't execute it well. What he was trying to do.
He didn't know what makes a sex comedy work for sure.
So actually, Dan didn't just get it.
Yeah. There's one thing I get, it's sex comedies. So yeah, I can't recommend it except, hey, cool art. Clowns of Halloween.
Dudley says, is he even doing the 3D on it?
No,
not quite. It looks like he's reaching out.
I think he is.
He's reaching out for titties that aren't in the movie. Is what
he's like doing. Velvet.
But nonetheless, I got to put over Wild Eye Releasing. Always fantastic cover art and a great company. This one was just a miss. Now, moving on to our next film, which I'm going to say this next one, Todd, and maybe it being an LA story, I think you might actually get something out of the next one, which is also from Dustin Ferguson, Mega Ape. And if you look at the
I'm gonna have to behave on this. If it's
I want to say,
not to be confused with Mecha Ape. Like, there's a lot of similar titles, but this is from Wild Eye Releasing.
Mega Ape, not
once
Mega
again.
Ape.
So Todd, this stars
Mega Ape.
This stars the late Tom Sizemore,
R.I.P.
and Bai Ling. Do you want to guess how long Tom Sizemore is in Mega Ape?
68 seconds.
I would put it at about 23 seconds of screen time. Spoiler alert. Tom Sizemore just dies without any dialogue at the beginning with a...
Was he finished filming before? Yeah. Without any dialogue?
No, I think he has 2 lines in a car, something like that.
Okay.
And Bai Ling has a little bit more screen time, at least. She might be about a good 5 minutes. But but yes. I actually am not even criticizing this because he dies at the beginning when they're trying to release like they're like PETA people who are trying to release these animals, and you just see like some flash that I guess is supposed to be a baby gorilla that just, I mean, you see like a few squirts of CGI blood and then he's dead. I actually laughed at that. I was like, the fucking gall of like having him like credited and he didn't even make it for 30 seconds. I thought
it was good enough for Bela Lugosi. It's good enough for him.
It was, yes. I feel like Dustin Ferguson probably has like hours of footage that he just like, Tom, let's go to the titty club. And he's got like, all right, and he's filming them. I've got like 7 movies that I've got that you're going to star in, and you didn't even know it. Let's go to
What's he going to do about it now?
Let's get a munchie meal at Jack in the Box. I'll buy it for you. Just let me film you, and then we'll dub in some dialogue later. You'll be the president. I don't know. Maybe pterodactyls are trying to destroy the White House. You're good. So
I'd watch that movie, by the way.
Yeah. This one is bad, but this is actually kind of fun if you're in the right mindset of watching a really shitty CG heavy creature feature. It's very inept, but this one at least made me laugh. This is also like just barely over an hour with credits, so which thumbs up, doesn't need to be longer. We also get Mel Novak in the film, who I believe is the mayor, and he looks like he died in about 1993, but good to still see him making movies. There's something this one, the CG is so bad, but there's some funny moments. Like I said, Dustin himself, he's in a car, and this like the worst.
Rapping?
He was not rapping.
Disney played his own music in this one. That's what I love about Amityville in the Hood.
You know what? I watched this a little bit ago, and I don't think there was any rapping from Dustin in this.
Yeah, everything in Amityville in the Hood. It's
you do get to see him like pulled out of a car windshield, and then just I can't sell it. The CG is as bad as you could imagine, and him just getting smashed on his car hood by the CGI ape. It made me laugh. I thought it was kind of funny. This is kind of like Birdemic level where it's really tough, but
it's a strong statement, sir.
Well, I can't say it's going to necessarily do that, but look, there's a lot of long drawn out scenes, and once again, when you're dealing with an hour movie, that's kind of sad, but you do get to see a shitty CGI ape kill people, climb the Hollywood sign at one point. Is it a
big ape?
Like
overgrown?
Yeah, I think it depends on the shot. Honestly, at the time, like if it rendered all the way. There is a funny moment where this redneck hunter guy who's like trying to hunt down the ape, and he walks like right up to it. And when I say right up to it, like he's just runs right up to like imagine like you just have somebody in a Godzilla movie that just decided, I'm going to nut up to Godzilla. I'm just going to go kick him in the fucking toe and just like tell him what's up. This guy goes up to the giant ape.
Bad.
He just walks up and he goes, listen, monkey fucker, I got one thing no ape can escape. Hot lead. And then the ape just fucking kills him. And it made me laugh. Once again, this one at least, that's not something I can often say about Dustin Ferguson, but
I'm behaving so well right now, you don't even know.
It had moments that made me crack a smile. Can I recommend this? Not really, but I'll give him that. At least there was this movie. It didn't waste my time too much. It clocked out at about 58 minutes. It teases a sequel. It's inept, but I got some laughs out of it.
It can't be worse than Conga TNT and fucking Zillafoot. that SRS put out.
Oh, it can be.
No, I don't think so, dude. I have you seen either one of those movies?
I feel like I might have watched Zillafoot, but maybe not.
Dude,
Is that the YouTube one? Like it was a
Yes.
YouTube movie that they put out?
Well, it was no, it wasn't a YouTube movie. But they had a bunch of YouTubers send in shit to cut scenes into the movie. It's a mess.
Okay. Yeah, maybe not, or maybe I just saw clips from it, but
Don't bother.
It's good enough for a few laughs, and yes, I do think it's hilarious that Tom Sizemore is only in the movie for less than 30 seconds. So,
is he just yelling, "Take that, Trejo"?
Trejo's usually in it for at least 60 to 90 seconds. I'll give him that. At least you're going to get maybe a couple minutes of Trejo, but now I think it's at the point where
he was all over Mexican Scream. Murder in the Woods.
I want to see Casper Van Dien start doing this. Like Casper Van Dien just puts out a tweet, "I'm going down to get a corn dog on the pier. If anybody gives me like $100, I'll say one line for you." And you can edit it into him.
Dan's going to be calling, "Can you get to the pier? I got 100. I need him to say beer the hat."
Yeah, I just need you to like point up in the air and go, "What the fuck?" And then
I will give you $300 right now to say the N-word.
Damn. The camera just pans to Mel Gibson.
Staying out there for free.
He just waves off the money and he just says it. Like,
and then walks away in shame.
He just calls him in. "What are you talking about?" Says it. He's like, "You need."
I'll give this one 1.5 stars, which on a Dustin scale might as well be a 5.
So is that your favorite Dustin film to date?
This is the best. You want one on the box, Dustin? This is the greatest Dustin Ferguson movie ever made. And
well, I hope they
Dustin,
please put out a Blu-ray. Just put it on it.
He should. He's going to put out a 4K now, and he's going to have that. It's like, fuck these guys.
We do demand a free copy of the Blu-ray if our name is on it. Send all of our copies to
God, he can make 10 more movies for the cost of mailing that out. That media mail, like, come on, Todd. You know you're not going to get that freebie. You're going to have to buy it for $24.99 on Amazon like everybody else.
All right.
All right, what are we at? We're on American Horror Story next, right?
No, kind of skipping the big one.
Oh, not Scary Farm.
You're kind of skipping the other big one.
Oh, Toxic Avenger. Fuck, I didn't watch it, so that's what's throwing me off.
Oh, yeah, so Dad's like, I don't care. So we're going to do this one a little different. We're going to do it kind of far style. So, Pugs, I don't know where you lie on this. I'm going to play the trailer.
All right,
we can also discuss it. I don't know if you've seen it or how that works.
Let's just go. I have not seen the trailer.
It's not spoiler, but it'll give you a tone.
Okay.
So, all right. I am not about to nerd out.
I'm gonna message you something, Todd. Please check.
Should I wait?
Todd,
No,
Todd, your dick is hard right now. Don't even lie.
I mean, maybe when I watched it, but not right now.
Not looking at you, Dan.
Right, it's gone. All right, here we go. So, Dan, you watched it, yes?
Toxic Avenger 2023?
The trailer.
Oh, yeah, I saw the trailer. Yeah, not the movie. Didn't have the pleasure yet.
No, it's just me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was for me.
What?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Dan. Okay, no, I was just making sure on the trailer. That's all I was asking. I'm confusing. Don't worry. Take two. All right, now we're going to check out the trailer.
Let's check it out.
Oh, okay.
There are still no leads as to the identity of
the freaky folk hero
remains at large.
Sir, what did you see last night?
I heard gunshots, saw blood. Handsome fella had his arm tore off like wet bread, and the creature run off into the night.
He looks like a fucked up hot dog.
That part was very shocking to me. Motherfucker.
Can we put that up? Anyone that may have encountered the stranger. Breaking news, a group of armed extremists, the Nasty Lads, they've taken hostages at a missed-meat lunchatorium downtown.
Let's go live.
We are the Nasty Lads! Anyway.
We are angry! Go, go, go!
Who the fuck are you?
Basically a teaser.
He's a hero.
The Toxic Avenger.
That's what the kids are calling him. I think it's swell.
You know I love the new background, right? It's the fucking Troma logo. Oh, I love that. Okay. Toxic Avenger. So, I don't know.
I have a question.
I was going to say, if there's questions, bring
Minor spoiler. Does a blind chick get cornholed? Oh, he's not answering it.
I've answered this question to you off air previously because it was.
You have not. You know,
I 100% have. Because every time I talk about this movie, you ask me about that line. Yeah. I've answered it. I am no longer going to answer it.
Damn.
Because, well, one, I don't want to ruin it if it is or isn't there. I will say one part made me mark out like a little girl, but it's probably not what you.
Well, go for it.
Well, what were we going to ask before
I was just going to ask, like, does it. Obviously, it's hard to recapture that 1980s Troma tone, but does it do it proud? I mean,
I think it. Okay, you have to understand. I'm on a Toxic Avenger high already, and I love this. I can't wait to watch it again when it gets a bigger release. It has that feel of a Troma film. It's like over the top. It's got that sense of humor. It's got the gore, as you saw a little bit in the trailer. Tons of Troma homages. It's. I'm hoping this is the cure for superhero fatigue because it is so different that at least people will give it a shot because people are, I mean, superhero fatigue is real. We're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't suffer because of that and it goes the other way. But yeah, I know the big thing that a lot of people were worried about was the size of the Toxic Avenger. Didn't really feel it when watching it. I mean, he feels bigger as the Avenger, but obviously not as big as 85 Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
I'm curious what the audience is. I mean, obviously I am. I mean, I think you guys are going to like it, but I also Indie Phantom says Troma member berries. That's what I worry about. So that's we are going to do a full review when everyone gets to see it. This is kind of a,
solo Todd.
Yeah. So
it definitely. I mean, anybody that sees that trailer, they know they're not just expecting. They're not going to get Marvel bullshit.
Oh yeah,
no. Obviously different enough that it doesn't quite feel Troma exactly though. Which
they use a lot of the new stuff. It's kind of a
little more the boys, right?
Yeah, I guess like look wise, it definitely has that look to it. That feel.
So, okay, that's what I knew. They probably. I'm like, I don't think they're going to turn it into just a standard superhero.
Yeah, the gross out humor's there. It's got it will make a Troma fan happy if they're okay with the size of Toxie. Because I know some people are very anti that.
So it's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought Peter Dinklage would end up turning, and then they'd have a stunt man, and he'd just voice it or something.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Also going in, Billy Beat asked, "This wasn't made by Troma. They were just distributing." From what my buddy said, that works for Troma. No, Troma isn't even distributing it. They just
Lloyd's a producer.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So. Yeah, the only Troma connection is in the bank book. So
now, image I saw, Elijah Wood looked pretty cool. Is he the villain?
Yeah.
or one of the
No
villains?
spoilers.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. Well, he's one of the villains. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I mean, because we also have,
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon's in there.
Yeah.
It is a different setup, though. I should say that. I'm not going to give it away. He has a new origin story, but which I didn't have a problem with because I'm trying not to give too much away too, because it's super early. The one thing that it had surprisingly was a lot of heart. It was like it. I'm excited for people to get to see it so we can really talk about it, because I mean I'm not going to obviously do a spoiler section with no one else who's seen it. So I can't wait to talk about it with everyone. If there's any other things you can think of to ask me, chat, or you guys, like,
does he have like the same kind of love interest basically?
That I was wondering if anyone was going to ask. I think you should just. I don't think I know Pugs does not want me to answer that question.
Okay.
So
okay. Go ahead.
As far as kills and gore go,
you're going to be happy.
As good though, like as the original Toxic Avenger, because like that has two. Because the original Toxic Avenger has two of my favorite kills of all time. The when dude gets his head run over by the tire, and then the whatever the workout machine kill. Like those are like two of my favorites of all time. So I'm hoping like something as good will be there.
I don't think there's anything as iconic. I mean, it's hard when you're comparing to practical.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to be happy. I think there's a couple that might stick with you. I really do.
Cool. You're a super fan, so obviously you being satisfied is a good sign.
Yeah, but that can always go either way.
Yeah.
Remember berries, remember?
Yeah.
I mean, Tim's asking about nudity.
Plug your ears, Pugs, and I'll answer.
I'm good. Go ahead.
All right. There's some tittage. I already told you this, Dan. It all escaped
your
his
meat
brain.
paws are right.
And I hope it involves the cornholing, but we'll see.
I hope Dan's not gonna be mad when it finds out it's all balls.
Yeah, if I go in there and it's Peter Dinklage's dick or something, then I'm gonna be pissed.
You know they had to work in the giant Troma cock somehow.
Did they CG Joe Flyshaker and it's gonna be his titties again?
See, would you be mad if they did that though? If we get fucking CGI Joe Flyshaker, are you gonna be like, I accept?
No, unless you're psyching me out on the boobs. So we never get boobs anymore on the big screen. Very rarely, I should say. So that's interesting that
they just see. Yeah,
well, arty films maybe, but
I think Troma is it an art film?
It's I don't know. Maybe Tromeo and Juliet will be the next one. That's a good question for you. It's kind of a side question, but who would you? What property would you want them to do this to next? As far as
weren't they going to do Terra Firma?
I hope
really?
not. I would want no.
I heard that like I swear to God, like 5 years ago.
It could be, but man, I don't see
I don't know how you do it.
That in-house stuff is kind of
that one's hard because it's like literally about making a Troma movie.
Yeah, I don't. Romeo and Juliet, I could see them trying it with. That's like the only like really well-reviewed Troma film.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any of them. As
you already know what they would do with Romeo and Juliet, right? If they remade it.
Well, obviously they'd have to. That's so Troma. That's
no, but what they would do, like because it's now.
100%.
Yeah.
Surprised Lloyd didn't do that then.
Yeah.
Well, there is quite a bit of. Yeah, but anyway.
You're writing the sequel for them right now before the Hollywood can get to it.
Do they have any Troma cameos? Like, obviously, I'm assuming Lloyd's pops up at some point.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Oh, okay. I didn't think that would be a big spoiler.
Well, I mean, Pugs may not want to know. I'm trying to be nice. It's not like everyone can go walk out and watch this right now. So I'm trying to.
I'd like to see Debbie Rashad, maybe Tiffany Shepis, Trent Haga, some Troma alumni in there would be kind of cool. So I don't know.
All right, now, see, it's unfair for me to rate it. We all just know I'm going to give it a 5. So it's getting a 5 for now. When we do the re-review, it'll have sunken in, and I'll be able to reassess it. It'll probably still get a 5, but at least I'll be honester next time.
As of right now, where does it rank, like, as far as your favorite movies of the year?
If it comes out this year, it like officially. See, that's the thing. Like, it's had screenings, but do we count it this year or next year?
Not yet.
I have a
feel
feeling
like nobody can see it. So
yeah. I have a feeling it will probably end up coming out either December or January. That's like
January is where they dump everything. So I could see either. If this comes out Christmas Day, it'll be the best Christmas ever.
That'd be hilarious.
I haven't had a Christmas movie I was excited for since Trespass in 1992.
Do you think that Trespass is good shit? Do you think that this is going to get
it had the Army of Darkness trailer ahead of it. First I ever saw it. I'm like the only one at the theater marking out Evil Dead 3. I'm like, Army of Darkness, what the fuck?
Do you think this will get a wide theatrical?
Better.
I think it will.
The problem is if it does, I'm going to be at the theater until it hits VOD.
Yeah, you're going to go see it like 6 times.
No, I got my record is 13. I got to beat that.
Oh shit.
Ben Grimm says, I thought it comes out next year for the 40th anniversary.
That's just like kind of a thing everyone's been kind of saying. Like, I'd like it to. I think if it does, it's got to be a coincidence, not on purpose, because Legendary, I don't think gives a shit.
I was going to say
Legendary will drop it when it makes the most sense.
Yeah, the general audience doesn't give a shit if it's the 40th anniversary. So,
and to be fair, they did put out a 21st anniversary Toxic Avenger edition. I don't think they give a shit when it comes out.
Oh, one Troma alumni we will not be getting is Ron Jeremy, I suspect.
There's always newsreels.
This is true. This is true. You can get Corey Feldman. He was in the 4th film.
There's lots of homages to Troma films, but
okay.
I know Pugs will be happy with some. I saw Lloyd say that. Well, okay. Well, I might see him Friday. I'm just deciding if I want to go hang out with Lloyd and Crenshaw at the Gardenia showing of Shakespeare Shitstorm.
He was just here showing Toxic Avenger. I really wanted to go because he was with Charles Band, and he was showing Puppet Master, and Lloyd was showing Toxic Avenger.
That's are they doing a tour?
It was like this horror con that they have out here. Now that we have this store called Terror Trader out here, and it's an all horror store, and they started running events pretty regularly throughout the year. It's pretty cool, but it's a little bit of a hike for me. It's like a couple hours out of the way, but I'm going to try to hit the next one.
God, Lloyd and Charles band together. That's I don't even care what we're watching.
Right? That's like double the Carney.
Dude, I was so pissed because also at that convention they had somebody in Art the Clown makeup with a replica of Allie from the bedroom scene of Terrifier 2, and you could take like photo ops with it. I really wish.
That just made my dick hard.
Yeah.
There's your Saw like head to head. Charles Band and Lloyd is like, you have bounced so many checks to your actors.
Indie Phantom asks, does it look slicker or more budget heavy than Troma usually does?
Yes, it does, but we're talking mid-budget look, not like billion-dollar look. So, it looks like a studio picture. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What, you say Troma didn't have the best filming equipment?
Not to today's standards. At the time, they did.
Speaking of which, don't forget to check out our Toxic Avenger home video history once I finish editing it.
Now that's going to be some nerd shit. So, yeah.
I'm just educated.
That is going to be like every...
That is just a nerd shit in the best way possible. So
it annoys me. There's three items I don't have. I have to throw stills up.
Oh yeah, you don't have the card.
Don't tell me what I. No, I'm home video releases. If I want that, someone else is selling that one and part 2 for $500 each.
Ooh. Like they each like that's like rubbing salt in the wound. Like that's gonna be $1,000, motherfucker, for this piece of flimsy.
And I don't like the part 2 standee. It's just like a giant poster on card. Like that one you can 100% make. Like not even
Citizen Toxie.
But it wouldn't be the official.
Somewhere. I got to put my framed poster out.
Yeah, you do.
I was gonna say you're. I come to think of it, I am surprised. You have a 4 poster somewhere, don't you?
I got 1, 3, and 4. I never got a 2. It was harder. It was a Warner Brothers poster.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I need a Shakespeare shitstorm. I do have on the original Toxic Avenger. I do have both Lloyd and Michael.
That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Michael Hers always gets the shaft.
He's practically just like that guy that doesn't exist. It's just a name.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't kill him off with Joe Fly Shaker because they always said that was him.
Where did you meet Hers?
What year was it? It was at a Fango. He was there. He just lurks in the background.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's a pretty rare signature, I would think, because I could have been at something that Michael Hers was at, but from my memory, it was always Lloyd. I saw Lloyd at a lot of Fangos, but in fact, I think the last Fangoria convention I saw Lloyd, he was pimping Poultrygeist, and I don't think Hers was there.
Yeah, I know. I remember he had a video for that one that was pretty funny. I'm sure he used it on all of them, the Poultrygeist one. But anyway, it's enough Troma. We lost.
There you go.
We lost about 5 listeners talking about it.
Some people just hate Troma. That's
Well,
like
they just don't want to be spoiled on it. That's all good.
Orc, friend of the show, is a big Troma hater.
I could have sworn I seen him say unsub, so he'll be back.
All right. Let's talk Haunts, because you guys, or is that next? Yeah, Haunts.
Wait, American Horror Story first.
Let's do American Horror Story first.
All right, cool.
Kruger hasn't had a lot to say.
Yeah, to be honest with you, but I mean, are we just gonna get right into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Episode 2, right?
Yeah. So I really love like pregnancy horror. I think usually like it pulls me in. But man, I could not give a shit more like about this character. Like, I think she's just unlikable, and I think it's maybe because she's like a big Hollywood actress, and I'm just not connecting with that character at all, and I just don't really like the people in that industry. So having them on screen at all times is kind of annoying me. There is like a few decent scenes though in this episode, like and I like maybe as a pregnant woman, you would be more freaked out by this show than, a 27-year-old pro wrestler would be. But for me, like this episode, made me lose my interest. The first episode I was kind of lukewarm on, and then this one I'm like, man, it's gonna be a long season.
Okay, Dan.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm not feeling American Horror Story delicate at all. I did learn it's based on a book called The Delicate Condition by Danielle.
What gave it away? The opening credits?
I didn't notice it the first time. By Danielle Valentine. Maybe that's more interesting because the show certainly isn't.
You don't think it's just miscasting though, too?
Well, that's part of the issue. Number one, Kim Kardashian's not good. I don't know what everybody
with her.
She is
not the miscast. That's just your hate.
Show me your ass, and I'm in. But like, why are you in this? Like, other than just like she's not good. She's not an actress.
I disagree with you completely. I think she binge watched Entourage and like I want to be Ari Gold, and she is vulgar at the table. I just met this fucking asshole.
She is no Ari Gold.
Dude. I'm not saying she's exactly Ari Gold.
You're challenging Dan's bro.
Better calm down. No, I love Pivot. That character is fucking amazing, and I think she's doing the best she can to be that vulgar, be that agent. I like it, but you go ahead.
You can teach a dumb fucking bear to get in the ring and dance around, but the bear ain't Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, okay? Like, Kim Kardashian is no Ari Gold.
It's working for me, dude. Her at the table telling that guy, like, who's telling the secrets, I just met this fucking ass. I met this asshole, however she said it, being super vulgar. Dude, she's my favorite part of the show right now.
Well, all right. Teach their own. I don't
My
get it.
miscasting was referred to Emma Roberts.
I think she's doing a great job, too. I think I'm the only one here loving this show.
I think you're right.
Emma Roberts.
I don't hate it, but I want to hate her. She needs to turn to a bitch sooner.
I could care, like, right now, the most horrible things imaginable could happen to her on this show. I could give two shits. It could literally just be her getting tortured for 45 minutes. I would feel nothing. She's very miscast. So's Kim Kardashian. And speaking, maybe this is just an issue too. Like, and I'm not saying Emma Roberts may be a lovely person, but she has resting bitch face.
Yeah,
she just does. Like, that's a thing. And I'm like, I'm not sympathizing with you like I should be.
She's a struggling actress at the moment. She's just got her big breakout role. They're pushing for her. She's pregnant. She's going through all this fucking traumatic shit.
I get it.
Bitch face.
I just don't care. And
Not working
speaking
for
of
you.
resting bitch face, Cara Delevingne, is that how you say her name?
Yeah.
Like, she pops up in the cast. Like, she always looks angry. Like, I don't know how you would put her in anything where she
doesn't get dick. That's why she's angry.
She looks like she's like constantly constipated.
That's why Dan's always happy.
She's just, I don't know, man. Like, this is like the least engaging season of American Horror Story yet. And usually it always starts off well. But I could give two shits. I will say this, there was one funny scene where the heavyset lady gets her skull cracked that I laughed, but
those fucking people ask for autographs.
But that's it. These characters, they're not endearing. They're endearing on Entourage. They're assholes, but they're endearing. Here
To a certain section, dude.
Can I say something kind of fucked up talking about that bigger lady? I wasn't 100% sure if it was a lady at first. So when she came behind and started grabbing her stomach, I thought we were going to go somewhere way different.
Yeah, she did kind of have a Total Recall face. I get you.
But dude, it's Hollywood, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, nothing that fucked up or interesting, I'm afraid, Kruger. I might give this one more episode, but I honestly,
you should check out. You don't seem to be having a good time.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm gonna stick with it because I'm having a blast. I think it's really
the
good.
Shit will hit the fan at some point. I know that, but like, it's just if I'm not even remotely compelled by anything at this point, I don't know. I said I'd give it 3. I said I'd give it 3 episodes, so I might do one more, but I'm gonna try and catch up on Chucky and hope that season 3 turns it around for me.
I don't think Dan's going to make it past season 2. He's going to be like, I'm done.
Oh, for Chucky?
Yeah.
I watched most of season 2, though. That's the thing.
But you did stop, Dan, and there was probably a reason.
There were a lot of reasons.
And we kept going. So that's why I keep telling him, I don't know why.
It pulled itself back
in.
It pulled itself back around.
Yeah, it might. I
don't remember it being. I don't remember loving it like I did the first season.
It wasn't as good as the first.
No, the first season was
good.
fucking almost perfect for me. Yeah. But then, like, I liked all the the Chucky stuff. Wasn't crazy about the whole nun or like the nun thing with the fucking Catholic boarding school. Like, I wasn't crazy about that. But, and I watch anything Chucky just like I do with all the slasher fucking icons. So it could be worse. We could be in where Michael ended. So, and yeah, hopefully, what I was just thinking about though, like isn't that like Friday the 13th series supposed to come out at some point? Or have they even started shooting for that? Like, what's the deal on that?
I don't know. People have asked if it's even still happening a few times.
Yeah, like it's just weird.
Isn't that Blumhouse?
No, it's A24.
Okay, that's right.
And it's supposed to be on Peacock, but I haven't heard jack shit about it at all. So unless they're just keeping everything under wraps. But I'm looking forward to that, and I kind of hope if we do get something Nightmare on Elm Street, we're able to get a series rather than a fucking movie, because I think a series would be better. You'd be able to expand upon things more, and I'm here for slashers not necessarily going straight to movies and now going to these series, because I just have fun watching them, and I think you're able to expand upon the worlds a little bit more.
Yeah, spend more time with the characters. Yeah,
I just hope we get the return of Beefy Boy.
Oh God, and fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, Jesus Christ!
Just throw it into the background. Just give me that,
dude.
Speaking of Friday the 13th, yesterday was like the anniversary of its premiere. 87, so I don't know how many years it's been, but for the first show, obviously.
Oh, the
36.
Dan's putting over Fiona Dorff as a goddess. I should do my quick review of On Fire.
Did you get to see that in theaters?
Oh yeah, line of the night. Fuck you, Fire. 5 stars. It's my review.
It was just fuck you, Fire. That's.
Immediately after he said it, I was like 5 stars.
I'm at the point now where there's like one showing for it, and it's at like 10 o'clock, and it's just like,
I made it. It was well worth it.
That will probably be on VOD by like next week, but
I think you got Friday or Tuesday.
Yeah, I do want to see it because I like shitty disaster movies.
I think you'll have fun with it. Sharknado 10th anniversary is hitting digital if you guys want to see the
fuck yeah, bitch. I can't wait.
I was hoping they were just going to update the original file, but no, now I got to buy the 10th anniversary. What was I thinking? Because it's technically a different movie. Assholes.
With the extra scene, yeah. Yeah, you got me kind of excited for On Fire. Now there's something about Fiona Dorff. She's not always in like the best stuff necessarily, but she's a star.
And Lance Henriksen.
Lance Henriksen too. Yeah, I was gonna say. You probably haven't watched it, Todd. At least last time I asked you, but Fiona Dorff was on a show called Dirk Gently with Elijah Wood. Actually,
no, I haven't watched that one yet. I do. I am aware of it.
Might be fun to check out for Fiona. I love her. I still feel like she's somebody who's waiting for like that just mind-blowing parts, like her Hereditary type.
Spoiler,
part.
It wasn't On Fire.
It wasn't On Fire. Well, I mean, imagine on the Oscar podium when they play that clip, fuck you, Fire.
Well, it wasn't her line.
Lance?
I'm not going to tell you whose line it was.
Oh, okay, it was Lance.
No, it wasn't. I'm just gonna,
or what?
Because then Dan's going to expect it, and it's going to ruin it when he doesn't say it.
I feel like it's Halloween, so it doesn't make sense. This feels like a movie we should watch together to me, but
too late.
I want to do Boltnik this year. I've been having an itch to watch that. We'll have to do that one.
All right.
Haunts. Speaking of Halloween, you have been to a few haunts now, right? Or one haunt, a bunch of houses.
Yes, we did. Pugs.
Yeah, we went to Not Scary Farm and mostly had a good time.
Well, we're gonna leave that out.
I figured.
So you've been anti-knots.
I haven't really been anti. Well, yeah, I guess I have. You can call it anti. Yeah, I was, because the last time I went prior to that with you, probably over a decade. They upped their game. I did enjoy it. Their mazes are long. I appreciated that. They're definitely worth the wait. I'm trying to remember which one was my favorite. Probably the first one we did, Waxwork.
Okay, that was a really cool one.
Because I was like, that put me in a good mood, and I immediately wanted to go home and watch Waxworks, which I did end up doing.
Slasher maze, or like, because I know they're not the properties for Knots. Is it?
It's very inspired by the movie, but yeah, it's not official property.
Okay.
They also had like the Deep, which kind of was like a Jaws, scary fisherman type. That was cool. There was an alien one that we went on. We didn't get on the Calico one, which is like a haunted Western witch thing.
Ooh,
looked pretty cool. What was your favorite one that we went on, Todd?
Come on, the one I was talking about the all night.
The one they tried to cancel.
No, not the lynching, which is cool, but I forgot what it was called.
The hanging
theater. What was it? They even had. I'm looking up the names right now.
Okay.
What was that one?
Cinema something.
Cinema slasher cinema. Duh.
There you go. Yeah, that one was really good. That's probably
cinema slasher. Favorite. Yes.
That when you walk through a movie theater and then there's a slasher come to life, and each time you enter the theater, it gets a little more fucked up, and the screen starts getting slashed, and cool looking killer, lots of blood.
When I went with you guys, there was one. It was like a Lovecraftian thing where you like go down into this shipwreck, and it's like all of these sort of Lovecraftian monsters. That's one of the best I've ever been to. That's how
that was. I'm pretty
that
sure
sounds fucking amazing.
You would have.
That was the deep.
Okay, you would have fucking loved it, Kruger. Like it just, yeah, you had like. I hope that's permanent, because if I can get out there next year, which I might target for
not permanent, they rotate. Like they keep some, hold some over, and they phase them out. So like that one feels like on its last year. Like if they have it next year, it'll probably be its last year.
Okay.
They had that one when you were down here.
It was so good, man. Like the attention to detail. I'm gonna say it right now. Like Knott's is a great value for a vacation for anybody thinking about doing it. I put it, and look, I love Universal Horror Nights, and obviously they have the bigger properties, which matter for a lot of people. I get it, but
it is
scarier.
It is a different crowd. And I don't remember who made the joke, but someone said Knott's is for the people that can't afford to go to Universal, and it made fucking total sense because they're a lot younger, a lot more, younger people are fucking annoying sometimes, Dan, and that's I did feel that there, but
they try and scare you more.
I'm doing Universal on Sunday, so
nice.
I always go with the difference is, I mean, Knott's Berry Farm. Like the originator of the haunt, so it has that going for it, but it's also like it stays in that tradition. They've only had a couple deals with properties, like they had a couple Sony, they had Quarantine, Evil Dead, they had like a run of like 3, The Grudge, but I mean they've always just kind of stuck to creating their own thing, and I think that's the difference. That's like kind of like the old school haunt mentality, which I love. But now there's nothing wrong with the Universals, because that's like stepping into your favorite movie. So they're different, but they both have merit.
Both.
What? Oh,
Horror Made Here, Warner Brothers. They fucking knocked that out of the park. I hope once all this bullshit gets settled, they can bring that back. That was the coolest fucking thing. Seeing Jason come out of Camp Crystal Lake, legitimately was fucking incredible. I
would have freaked out.
I stopped in my fucking tracks going, it's happening.
You know what got me, and I think it's just a little thing. I think Kruger would have liked this part too. There's the little Freddy versus Jason segment where Freddy's like fucking the camper.
Oh, really?
I was like,
they had that?
I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Oh,
I'm gonna see if there's a video of that.
Yeah,
When we went to it was the Warner one with the Freddy and Jason.
Horror Made Here.
Yeah. It was Freddy. You go through Camp Crystal Lake, and Freddy, of course, is causing havoc all over. We went with our friend Chasen to that, I think.
Yeah, Chasen. Yeah, Chasen showed up to this motherfucker wandering off in the maze.
And I think Kyle and Sage, right?
Did he just walk in?
Yeah. Chasen and I are like kind of stopping and like just taking in, because like again, that one was so good because it felt like you were in the fucking movie. You were in Camp Crystal Lake, and like we like wander into something where like these actors were, and it's like yeah. Like I think they were actually changing. So
they're
like,
all smoking it.
Yeah, Chasen and I almost saw like Freddy's brains dangling, probably. But like, oh man, you go through like that one was just amazing. You go through like where all of the cots are for the campers. And I remember at one point it was just like the sheets like were like all bloodied and they started kind of shaking and shit. and you just saw like the slash marks. Kruger, you would have.
Yeah, if they do it again,
I'm looking for footage right now.
Anything?
Oh, it was so good.
Yes, I have it.
All right,
I have
hold on.
a video of Jason coming up from the lake. I'll send you.
Yeah,
I kind of want to watch it too.
Lost my shit, dude.
Oh, you sent it to me. All
Yeah.
right. Also, The Hanging. All right. I don't know if you both got to watch it. Dan, yes or no?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I saw some.
Pugs, did you get a chance?
No, I did not.
Okay, well that's
I
fine.
saw the hayride one, but
okay, well, we just want to kind of go because last week I want to say it was Ben.
Actually, forgot I was supposed to watch that. My bad.
No, that's fine. Yeah, because we couldn't see it there. But now here's the thing: I don't know if it was or wasn't there now. Okay, because anyone who's familiar with The Hanging, it's always played in the middle of Knott's Berry Farm at the stage. There was a stage right in the middle, which they actually got rid of and moved it to the right, which is where it was the last year they had The Hanging before it was canceled. This is the first year back, and I want to say it's probably close to 4 or 5, which is why The Hanging this year is entitled Uncanceled. For those who haven't seen The Hanging and have been to Universal, Bill and Ted it's the same idea. Where except for in the Knott's one, because it's the Old West, they're hanging someone versus the others just pop culture parody with all the other stuff. But it's The Hanging pop culture parody, and they always hang whoever the biggest douchebag of the year is.
Yeah,
or I don't know.
Trump get it, and then
they've
Bin Laden. Did they do Bin Laden?
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I mean, to tell you the tone of the show,
concert.
the tone of the show, you open up with the joke about the fucking submarine implosion. So it's never been it goes and you get local humor making fun of Disneyland and all that kind of stuff. And but this year, I mean, for me, it was return to form, and it was fun like they've always been. The Hanging was always like my highlight of the Knott strips because they're fun and they make fun of everything and don't give a shit. Which is why I was really glad it was coming back. I had a buddy who was like, I'm not going back anymore because they got rid of it. So then he found out it came back this year. He's like, fuck, now I gotta go. But the big controversy this year, I don't know, Ben brought it up. Or was Cliff? I can't remember. That TikTok was trying to cancel Knott. So I was like, okay, we got to watch it, see what they're trying to cancel. So yeah, after watching it, I was like, okay, well, there's a few things I think, the TikTok crowd might get all butthurt about.
Fuck.
So I decided I purposely didn't read the article all the way to find out what offended them. I heard there was an issue. I watched The Hanging, and then I went back to the article. So the article, but the kids, because at one point in The Hanging, there's girls with scantily clad women dancing around.
It's not a kid's show. They say it's not a kid's show.
It's 17 plus event. But here's the other thing. And they're like, and it's in the middle. Everyone can see it. And I made a point of earlier telling you where the Hanging was set. In the middle of the park. And now here's the thing. This is the first year ever that I had no clue. It might have even happened the night we were there, and I just didn't realize it because we had no maps. But it was in the wagon trail. So it's like an enclosed area. There's like wagons you can sit in. There's benches. It's like an enclosed performance area where they normally do their Wild West stunt show, which makes sense to put it in there because that's like kind of how Bill and Ted always used to do it in the stunt show gimmick. So it was the same idea. So like, even if you were, whatever, you have a little kid and you'd like have to specifically go to the show that specifically gives you an audible warning that this show is for mature audiences that goes through all this stuff. So they can TikTok
they can
dick, I don't know.
Suck my dick. Good Lord. Like, not everything's for you. Like, goddamn. I don't understand that at all, honestly. I mean, and then they write that article like, God, they're up there like fucking eating each other.
To be fair, it was like it was the like Caesars of TikTok, so it wasn't the young people, so Knott's is fine. So
I don't know. It's like everybody now.
Once
like everybody does it, and it's
once I saw the kids, I was like, oh, it's those people. Never mind.
Yeah, I can understand if you're presenting it as family entertainment. Fair enough. Like, you should have a warning. But after that warning,
in the middle of goddamn Snoopy.
Yeah, it's just like, don't get offended. Dude, I don't understand it. It's like people want to suck every bit of fun out of everything. It's ridiculous.
That's not right. Knott's is gonna dig its feet in.
I think they should, because they're not. Well, they're not big business in terms of, you know, a Disney or a Universal.
Well, they
like
make their money for the year this month.
Yeah, they're essentially as far as theme
the
parks go, they're small business in terms of theme parks, and they should be supported, because I'm telling you, I loved Universal. I thought that one-time Warner thing was awesome, but I have a lot more fun at Knott's.
I still prefer Universal, but yeah, I will be going to Knott's every year now.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I don't need. I mean, I get it.
You didn't care for the Bloodline maze, though. It was like, there's no Roman Reigns, there's no Paul Heyman, and there's lame ass vampires. Boo.
Yeah, that's an old one too. Yeah, it's funny because like the three we missed were the newer ones. One wasn't open when we were there, but
God, I think I just found like a side hustle for Ozzy. He could be like the Knott's Roman Reign for that maze.
Now I regret making that joke.
Holy shit! Can you imagine?
He's super, and then he just won't stop.
Leave Ozzy alone.
He dips his
you're
fist.
Low-key obsessed with him. No, you're not even low-key.
He dips his fist in holy water. Dips his fist in holy water, and he punches
and sticks up your ass. That's what you.
I'm going to tell Ozzy next time he sees you to type a fucking Superman punch you in the face.
That would be
you want to make sure the glove's okay for that.
Yeah,
right. All right. Do we have anything else? We kind of
spoiler for.
I can do a brief jury duty rant if you want.
Oh yeah. You want to do that now?
That's quick. So yeah, I got jury duty for the second time in just a few years, which to me was kind of like bullshit, because I know so many people. It's like, yeah, it never happened. Maybe older people, you know, they're like 50 years old. Yeah, it never happened. I was like, I got
why
it for
you
the
responded the
time. Well, they can punish you. Like, I toyed with the idea of no showing, but then I was looking. I was like, knowing my luck, then I'll be the one.
Out here, it's like $1,000 to $1,500
fine. It's $1,000, and you can spend, I think, like a few days in jail is what it is. I don't know what they actually do. A lot of things aren't enforced anymore, but anyways, I went in and I thought, you know what? I'm not abiding by any dress code, because fuck
you don't own pants. Fuck them.
I don't own pants that fit anymore, so you know, fuck it.
You should.
So here's what I wore.
I would hear.
I wore a Serbian film T-shirt. And I had that Chatterer winter hat that I had. I don't know why. I was just like, you know what? I think I look a little more.
Oh, they thought you were.
Yeah. You can't judge properly.
I put that on. That's what I thought. I was like, just
Did you put earmuffs over it?
No, I didn't do the earmuffs. But when I come in, I go in early. So there's only me and like a couple other people. It's like a big room where they do the jury pool.
Did you make the voice? Hello.
I thought you had a call. No. I didn't know you had to go in.
No, I had to go in. You have to report for.
Yeah,
and then you find out. You find out if they're going to stick you on it.
Indy Phantom says better, Dan.
Exactly, Indy. That's what I rolled in with my shorts and sandals, and I didn't give a shit. So when I go in,
so you went in normal.
There's nobody really in there yet. I'm like, you know, half hour before anybody shows up. So I run back to use the bathroom. And I pass like this old dude who's, you know, just dressed fairly nice. And he kind of like eyeballs me. Like I could tell he wanted to talk shit. Like, looks like you're dressed for court. He doesn't say a word, but I could tell like he was disgusted. And I was like, okay, maybe this will work. I don't know. So I go in, use the bathroom. And as I'm sitting there alone, I'm just kind of like, they play like some bullshit, like video about how it's important to serve as a juror and everything. And I was like, oh, fuck. Just let me know if I'm on the trial or not. But as I'm looking it up, I find out one of the judges there, that's who I passed in the shitter that kind of gave me the side eye, that he just wasn't in judge uniform yet. And almost everybody was selected for the next portion of it. Like they have everybody go over by the window.
You're like, not
the ones that weren't, and a couple of the ones that weren't, I saw one dude that was like in sweatpants that had mustard stains on it. there was another guy who had like a face tattoo, like a Mike Tyson tribal thing going.
It was all black dudes that did.
It was
like, been approved. I'm out.
I hate to say this, and I'm not saying that the court's racist, but it was pretty much black dudes and Dan.
Are you kidding me, Dan? In this great country of ours,
I was out of there.
Those people on there.
I was out of there in about. Well, really, once it started, it wasn't even an hour. It's just like, yeah. And it's like your excuse for the rest of the week. So
like, I got a movie to catch, motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I was
creator ain't gonna watch itself.
Can you imagine? Like, I could have been on the Trump jury here. Like, we could have had exposure for the show.
Watch, it was really.
What courthouse was it, Dan? Was it criminal superior? Like that does factor in.
I should know the court. I don't know.
Watch, it was really the like.
I mean, it's Gwinnett County, but
don't out yourself.
It was really the auditions for Jury Duty season 2.
Oh, that'd been hilarious.
Well, if it was, Dan would have 100% got picked. They would have like next round.
Shit, and depending how that trial went, like if it ended up being like not guilty, you could have just like Flesh Wound Features, the greatest podcast on the internet, or it could have been the exact opposite. But either way, it would be like total.
See, if Dan was really cool,
he would wore a shirt.
Oh, in court, in court, I would, and I'd probably get chewed out. I'm telling you, like. I thought for a minute, I was just like, and I didn't know that this guy was the judge. I thought he was just another juror, although he didn't have the sticker, so I guess I should have known. But as I walked past him, it was like one of those, like you like he wanted to say something, but he didn't do it.
Privileged fuck. I hope he go in my courtroom.
Suits, motherfucker. Some of us gotta wear our Serbian shirts.
You know what? Also, and this is one of my big rants. You know how much you get for jury duty? For a day,
not enough.
$30, but you could be there for 10 hours or an hour, whatever. You don't get a penny more. How the fuck do they not give you minimum wage?
In we did. Fuck, I remember it was $10 a day. Shit.
Fuck. Now that I'm gonna rant on. That's bullshit. Because you're also stuck there. So it's like I have to buy food in your overpriced cafe, which forget the $30, and then there's gas right now. Like, they got to bump that up a little bit.
Yeah, that's the way the government works.
Yeah, well, the government can suck my dick. Because fuck the government. Then I'm going to get
I'm not going to say that on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
I do.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just, I was looking at that and I'm like, this is not fair. And then they play this, like, patronizing, like, it is your duty to serve in the great.
That's what they say, but yeah.
And it's like a 25-minute video, and I felt like just saying, like, we're all fucking adults here. Do we?
Were you just on your phone?
Oh yeah, I'm when I say rude, I mean I'm not like I really didn't want to be on a jury, especially in October. I'm like, my luck, I'm going to get on a trial, and I have to do this every fucking day in October of all times. But I was like, I wonder, is it too much if I put like a pentagram, like in marker on my forehead or something where it's like, or a gimp, come in a gimp mask and just say it's part of my religion.
They'll probably send your ass home to say, get your ass back here tomorrow, you fucking clown.
I said, you do the headphones gimmick. And just got to rock a little. You're good.
I did not want to. It's just like October of all times was just like, I was like, I don't want to like. And then you could be on that fucking trial for like 8 hours, you know? It's like, goddamn. But anyways, that's my rant in a nutshell. You can get out of it. Also, if you get to the point where they're interviewing you, somebody actually, well, I won't say who, but one of you out there gave me this advice. Whatever they ask you when they're interviewing you, like, just like go extreme. Super pro police or super pro drug, like just something where it's like really, and you probably won't be selected, and that's how you get out of it. But I didn't have to do that.
These are facts. Yeah,
or just wear shorts and a Serbian film t-shirt.
Don't do that. I mean, yeah, wear the shirt, but don't do shorts. You're an adult.
No, I'm going to support his short decision on this.
I did, and I tried. There were people's like, "You're gonna get in trouble," and I was like, "What are they gonna do? I don't own pants."
If you got called into a courtroom, the judge could hold you in contempt.
I would just say I don't own pants.
That's that. Well, okay, you still be held in contempt.
I would just say, Your Honor, give me like $20 and I'll go buy some fucking pants then.
That's cool. You can just go in the hole or spend $1,500 to get out. Actually, probably won't be that high. It'd probably be like 100, 150.
If that happened, I would like campaign so hard. I would be like outside I would bring like 1 million Dans and we will flood the fucking
never mind.
Anyways.
Cliff I wore a pro police shirt and carried the Bible when I has to go.
All right. Well, on that,
I
think we had some spoilers.
Yes.
Any more on your jury duty adventures?
No, I just hope I don't get called in again. Although I know what to do now. I should have streamed from there. That would have gotten
that's illegal.
No,
let's see how this plays out.
It's not illegal. They tell you not to have. Well, if you did it in the courtroom, yes, but you weren't. I wasn't in a courtroom yet, so I think I could have.
I don't know the laws there. Like here, you couldn't get away with it because one, you have to have my consent to film me in California. You can't just film a cop here either. They can, yeah.
Okay.
Although everyone thinks they're a lawyer. I can film, I know my rights. I shouldn't have used it. Oops.
All right. Spoilers.
Yes, let's get the spoilers, goddammit.
Dig a bigger hole.
All right, here we go. Dan, you want to warn him?
You have been warned. We're going to spoil Saw X and I guess Creator probably as far as spoilers go.
All right, Saw X. That bitch deserved way worse than she got at the very end. Like, that was my only problem with the whole movie. I wanted to see her death be absolutely, like, terrible. Now, granted, with all the radiation, I mean, she definitely has cancer and, like, everything. But I would have liked to see her fucking be turned inside out because that bitch fucking deserved it. I did pop very hard, though, because right when they grab the bag, the theme kicks in, and dude, I got fucking chills. And I was like, oh, they got these motherfuckers. Also, really, really need that like little, was he Mexican boy?
Yeah.
Though I need that little Mexican boy to like carry on Jigsaw's work and like maybe like a future sequel. And I need the Tobin Bell fucking what's the kid's name? Carlos? Was it Carlos?
I think so. I remember
Carlos.
Dude, I need like the flashback scene of Carlos when he's like 18 years old, fucking with this big bag of money. Fucking Jigsaw sends to him and said, and then he's like, I give you all this money, but I ask you of one favor. You must carry on my work for me. Yeah, you just hear the Saw theme going, dude. Oh,
and he has to in his first movie, he has to kill that fuck from Spiral. It has to be done. Like, you're not doing the Lord's work properly, sir. This is how you fucking do it.
Dude, like I think that would be a really cool way to bring it all around if we do end up having to get movies that take place without Jigsaw.
The one thing I'm imagining a lot of people will complain about her not dying, but here's the thing though, he plays by rules. Jigsaw's fair. So
damn it, I didn't get to make my Saw Mex joke because that's totally what it was. Mexican Saw.
I will say I was a little bummed out when the first trap was a fucking dream. I'm like, God.
Yeah, that was a little off-putting.
That pissed me off. I'm like, I hope the rest of the movie doesn't do this, and then it didn't. So we're good.
Oh,
I get why they did it to open with a hot trap, but yeah, I didn't like the whole.
Dude, I thought honestly the pipe bomb trap, that when he had the pipe bombs on his arms and he had to dig out the fucking wires, that was probably the worst one for me.
That's pretty fucking hard.
Yeah, probably because you've had to dig shit out of you.
Yeah, no, well, dude, just picturing having to dig in and like miss arteries and stuff. Like, oh, dude, that would be a fucking nightmare.
I felt like that trap. I mean, again, I'm probably overthinking, but that one, I'm like, you would definitely pass out before you could do that.
Not necessarily.
Adrenaline going.
Maybe.
Your life is on the line.
Well, Dan would.
Oh, I would definitely. Yeah.
I mean, dude, I've seen. I mean, you've seen it too. Yeah, some of these death matches, bro. Like the amount of blood these motherfuckers are losing. I mean, it's not far off from a saw trap.
Yeah.
Too bad they weren't light tubes, right?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the light tube trap. I mean, we got Michael to fucking kill somebody with a light tube.
In the classic Halloween kills.
The classic. But yeah, other than that, also I forget what the saw was called, but like the piano wire saw trap when she gets her leg cut off and beheaded. Oh, that was so sick. So yeah, great traps. The brain thing too, that just looked like it fucking hurt. I saw some people complaining about the traps for this movie, but I thought they were all good.
Yeah,
minus the last. I would have liked some more to the last one, but it's my only complaint.
This is like really nitpicky, but when they left that tray table right near the lady at one point, I was like, oh, that was on purpose. This is gonna figure into the end. They're working them there. Minor thing, but maybe this is just me watching all these movies, and I was like, that's not a mistake on their part.
Well, I knew the cell phone too. Like Amanda's not going to leave out a cell phone.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, they left that table close enough that she could get it. I was like, that was on purpose. But
dude, we need the Saw. We need the Saw death match. I have like some really, really cool ideas for like traps and stuff. I want to do like a trap where like it's a chair and you have to put the person in it, and then when you sit them in it, it triggers off something with tubes that comes down and hits them. Oh, dude, like I have some really sick ideas for something like that.
Got to start drawing up plans to see if we can make it happen.
I think all we would need is some PVC pipe, and just like a pulley. But yeah, dude, I like that. Me and Bridge were talking about that on the way home. Like, yeah, he was at like, what would you do? And I'm like, well, you have to do something with needles, like
needle pit.
Oh no!
Although I don't know, I guess you really can't safely do that.
I mean, you can just.
Let's not give the tricks of the trade away here.
Well, let's come back to this. Spoilers on anything else on Saw before we do the creator?
No, I hope everybody enjoys it as much as obviously we did. Well, I don't think everybody will, but I'm kind of curious.
Well, of course
now that
not. It's a new movie. The people who hate it will come out once it hits free streaming.
Yeah, I want to kind of look at everybody's
October 20th. You'll know.
I know my friend Christian was not a fan, and I'm curious to see why now. Because I figured he might have liked it, but I'll go look at everybody's reviews now. So I'm very curious. Creator though, somebody had spoilers for that. Now, what I was talking about, minor gripe. I love that movie too. I thought it was a little like just having Ken Watanabe, I believe, who just said like it was a coding error and that they weren't responsible for the bomb. I felt like you might needed to give me a little bit more there. Like I wanted that moment of like them confronting maybe Allison Janney or the general with that information. It just felt like that's kind of a throwaway line.
Yeah, that's probably classified. I don't think that would be released to the public and the military. The AI would know because they're fucking AI.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a little thing. It was very matter of fact. It was just a coding error, and it felt like something was like
the humans fucked up. We didn't.
I made sense. So yeah, that's the way. Yeah.
What I that
was for the audience. That was like, you know what? If they would have kept bringing it, it would have became preachy. The way they did it was perfect. You say it once, you get the point across. If you keep doing it, and then you're like, all right, we get it. We're fucking scumbags. Move on.
Oh no, I'm not saying beat it, over the head. I don't know.
So they should have
it's like
mentioned
if you
it how
went
many times.
to piss, you'd probably be really confused. Like,
well, you shouldn't be doing that while watching a
I
fucking
don't know.
story.
I think they should have confronted one of the villains.
That's pointless.
Yeah. Although I guess at
And
the
she
same time
didn't
with
fucking
Allison Janney, I don't know.
But my gripe was
Fair
the
enough.
the fucking the AI are programmed not to harm people, but you're shooting live rounds at these fucking people. Sure, they're attacking you first, but like that part, I'm like, this doesn't. We're just gonna let this go. Okay.
But there's
RoboCop
some little
just
script
shot.
stuff like that because
Yeah.
but
I mean,
it could be a
I'll roll with it,
self-defense
but-
thing. Well, again, that's as simple like.
And I need
have
one
to-
line from that, just like we did with the people fucked up.
Yeah, self-defense because they couldn't put down.
Well, that totally feels right.
the
too.
lady.
Oh yeah, we fucked up. Blame it on someone else.
Yeah, they couldn't like mercy kill the lady, so it was like, you're right. Why are you able to fire rounds at?
That was I was like, well, that doesn't work, but I'm just gonna go with it because this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, like you said, that you could
Unless I missed them explaining it, which I don't think I did, but who knows?
No.
Yeah, because in theory,
my
it's
God.
like, okay, this should be a slaughter then.
But the most heartwarming thing, well, not besides the little girl, homeboy said, I will do anything to spend one more minute with, I forgot her name, but my wife. He did.
Yeah.
And he got it. I'm like, oh, that's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it was a very good ending than the way like the girl was reacting when she knows like he's gonna die on
That
the stage.
window, man. I was like, no, I want you to live, you fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
It might have been I could have been an asshole, and it's like it would have been funny if like she just like it was like all reset and she doesn't even know who the fuck he is. Then the explosion.
Or she's like she fades away.
Yeah, I was gonna say she'd still have beef with him. I mean, he's an undercover spy, it's like fuck you. She just slaps him and then they just blow up.
Also, she's rather she doesn't have a tan to be based off of his fetus, but I'm gonna let that go as well.
But I think there's an opportunity, or there would have been, to tell more stories in that world, because it's like, okay, well
we could get more.
Yeah, I mean it's a lower budget movie, so in comparison, so maybe it'll be a hit on streaming or something.
We'll
I think it's
probably get the legacy sequel way down the line, like Blade Runner did with whatever the fuck numbers are after
2049.
Yeah,
great movie.
All right, on that, there's our spoilers. Kruger, did you have spoilers on anything else before I pull it?
Nope.
All right, no Toxic Avenger spoilers.
All right,
there we go. Spoilers over.
I knew we were going to have a supersized show tonight.
It'll be even more supersized next.
Bug's like, fuck, I gotta go to bed.
It'll be more supersized next week, though. I mean, we got Exorcist, Pet Cemetery, VHS 85.
Yeah,
like it's
stacked week.
I will not be here, but I will send video. So
sweet.
Oh, is that
what? No, I have Death Clock and Baby Metal that day.
What is Baby Metal?
It's that we just went over this. It's that Asian band.
We'll explain to you Baby Metal off the air.
Oh, I thought it was a genre of metal. It's like all these genres, and I can't keep them straight. Oh well.
Yeah, there's little babies who come out.
They just start jamming.
Yeah.
They just throw the babies at the instruments and see what sound they make.
You got Peter Dinklage coming out in a diaper.
And then one steps on one to make it cry just a little. Dan's like, I'm getting tickets to Baby Metal.
Yeah, dude, that's a new Guar gimmick if I've ever heard one.
I would too, Ben.
Well, thank you for hanging out with us for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
2.5 hours, yeah. Fuck yeah. Hope you guys had fun, and we'll see you next week, which should be very interesting. with the reviews next week. And well, we'll see you before then, I think. So, and I think Slashtober starts between now and then, right? Or
we don't know. He hasn't done the math.
Don't know. All right. Well, soon, coming soon. All right, guys. Good night. We'll see you soon.
I forgot my gimmick at the end, so good Suge night.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'll see you in Disneyland.